Hello, good evening, everyone. I hope you all are well. I apologize for the delay. I've been having some technical difficulties. Some of them are structural to where I live, some of them are technical due to my equipment. I am working on getting better equipment. I am on a fixed income, though, so that is a limiting factor. Hopefully, someday monetization may help with this. This is very embarrassing. So, you have my apologies. I will try to get on with the show. I am looking for breaking news today. I know it's been a busy day. And today, if I'm not mistaken, um, one second, I got a message here. Oh, there's a correspondence dinner today. There's a possibility that there are good clips from that. For now, um, I I apologize. It's just been a horrible day. It's just been so bad. Oh my god. So much to do, guys, right? Let me see what we got here. I'm gonna try to share a screen here. All right, let's see what we got here. You know what? Let's watch the five. I don't know what they're gonna
Leader
talk
of the
about.
squad says America.
I don't know exactly what this is about. I have no idea. I'm basically just gonna react, and then we're gonna do some of what I got saved on Twitter. Like I will send some things, but I kind of don't want to work with it right now because it is what it is. Let me see.
Leader of the squad says America has nothing to fear. New York Congresswoman AOC is waving off Republican warnings now about socialism, about communism. She says the right is just trying to scare off voters about the growing progressive wing of her party.
Isn't there concern that, this slippery slope towards socialism inevitably ends up as full-blown communism? I mean, no, I'm not concerned about America turning into a communist country. I think it's very silly. Do Republicans really think that this stuff is going to happen? No, they don't. They're trying to scare people
Yes,
because they don't
do.
want to.
Yes, absolutely. Americans think this is going to happen because California is turning into a communist shithole. New York is turning into a communist shithole. She's just trying to trick anyone that doesn't live in these communist shitholes in ivory towers that it's not happening.
Us talking about order. The fact that we all have a right to healthcare in this country. So they want to call it communist.
Yeah, the White House site, I believe if it's the White House site, I am legally allowed to stream it. Allow me to verify it. Whitehouse.gov, right? White House. Oh, this is the White House. But it's not yet. This may be a little later. If he delivers some comments later, we'll go into that. I believe we can live react to things from the White House. Many people do this without a problem. I think we should be able to do this also. And we did it before, didn't get a problem with it. Hold on, I got a message. I don't understand this. Okay, I'll check it later. I've been told check your messages later. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna don't worry, nothing bad, chat. Nothing bad. Everything is fine. There's no emergencies, just you know how it is. Okay.
And they want to call everything they don't like communists, because if people actually wake up to the fact
This is projection. They call everything they don't like fascist, even though they act like fascists.
that their elected officials
What fascism is, when capitalism gets encroached on by increasing government spending and entitlement, it becomes socialism and then fascism and then communism. It usually goes from socialism to fascism or from socialism to communism, but it can, on occasion, go from socialism to communism to fascism. That's the way China went with it. China was sort of socialist under Kai-shek, I think his name was, the guy who was in charge of Taiwan. It was a sort of socialist system back during World War II. After World War II, then Mao Zedong went full communist. Then the CCP, the PLA became kind of fascist because they were so broke. They said, wait a minute, we got to have at least government capitalism, right? We at least got to have like some breakup of the centralized economy, because full top-down economy does not work. We're all dying of hunger here. And that's when they had a little bit of a leap up. But usually like the control goes from socialism, usually, to fascism, or, you know, they won't call it that, but that's what it is, to communism. It's rare to go from communism to fascism like China did.
are screwing them over when they get here.
So meanwhile, Pete Buttigieg joined us on America Reports earlier today. He compared the rise of socialism to the rise of Donald Trump and MAGA.
There's always going to be some people in my party who go too far for me, people I disagree with. I think one of the reasons why you see people who run on a promise of shaking it up, whether it's a DSA candidate on the left or whether it's someone like Donald Trump, is because people can tell that
Okay. Hold on. Breaking news. Can you guys hear that song? I think that's let me mute it a little bit until he speaks. I don't know if I believe that song is not copyrighted. I think he's about to speak. Yeah.
Wow, that was very beautiful, but this has not been an easy evening, all these awards. Do I have a say in those awards, all those awards?
I am guessing that there were awards that he didn't like.
But it's great to be back at a place that I know very well because I built it.
You know what?
And I'm very proud of it because I built it for $2.9 billion less than the Federal Reserve building, which is a lot smaller, by the way. Figure that one out.
Mine is bigger.
But I am delighted to be here at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Amazing people, a lot of people that I like. Some I don't like it all.
They say my hands are coping.
But I respect
they
most
say
of
my
them. I
hands
must
are
say
small,
that
but they're
you do a
coping
great
because it
job,
just looks so
amazing
big in my
job, and,
hands.
It's an honor. As I said 3 months ago, the show must go on.
Yes.
We were backstage, and we both wanted to just have it go on, whether it was 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, it didn't matter. But in the end, it made more sense to do it the way we're doing it. And we had a great news conference.
Okay, we got some news here. He had to sit through 30 awards. So let me ask something to the chat. Is this the correspondence dinner or is this an award ceremony? I thought this was the correspondence dinner. And usually what they do is they make fun of the president. Is that not what this is? Oh, yeah. Some say they're the biggest hands. Mine is bigger. I made it a lot bigger. I did it with my own 2 hands. It's much bigger.
At the White House, at a very important room. And you did very well. I think we all did very well. It was a hell of an evening, I can tell you that. Won't soon be forgotten. And I think a lot was learned from that evening. Tremendous amount was learned about security and about other things, the danger.
Okay, so this is what they were doing the other time when a guy just ran through with a shotgun and got shot. Is that what we're talking about? Count Moncula? No. Blood is not kosher. That's haram. You can't drink the blood. Actually, I do eat blood, but I don't drink it. I like blood sausage.
Of what we all do. But just like my presidency, the second time is always better. It's always better.
Okay, I'm going to tell you why this is strategy. We have a comment here. Correspondence dinner, says Cheryl Pruitt. Cheryl Pruitt says, correspondence dinner, they take off with free bottles of champagne. They do, but you know what? Some of them are nice drunks. So, maybe when they write their little thing, they'll, still be a little tipsy or have a little bit of the morning, the morning cure, right? Some people say the best thing for a hangover is a beer. Maybe they'll have a little glass in the morning and write something nicer as correspondents that they are. So, there's a hope for that. That may be a part of that strategy. Give them a little swag. You know what swag means, chat? Does anybody in chat know what swag means? Swag is an acronym. Does anybody know what swag means? Like those champagne bottles would be classified as swag if they're free. Hair of the dog. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Hair. Nope. That's not what it means. It's kind of like swagger. The acronym stands for stuff we all get free. Swag. No. This is a British term. A slag, that's a British term. I'm talking about swag with a W. Swag is stuff we all get free. Yes, it's promo stuff that they give at the Golden Globes, they give at the Oscars, at all those big awards. They have swag bags. And it's because these people are celebrities. So you give the people clothes. Sometimes they get an iPhone. They get like all kinds of stuff in these little bags because the promoters are hoping that the artist will use these items in public and they will gain more from the marketing than they will lose from giving the stuff away. Even at places like Burning Man. If you go to the rich side of Burning Man, there's places where you go in and all you see is free stuff. Free stuff everywhere. Free shampoo, free this, free that, promotion. Yes, swag, stuff we all get free. So those champagne bottles count as swag.
And the third time will be better yet. I'm only.
Well, that's because swag gets mixed in with swagger. Swagger is different. Swagger is kind of like, a way that you carry yourself.
Kidding. From the earliest moments after the attack on our dinner last April, I knew we had to reschedule this event as soon as possible. We had to do it very quickly, and we met very quickly.
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese knows a little bit something else. All events like the Met Gala, Correspondence Dinner, the Emmys, the Oscars, the Grammys, MTV Music Awards, Movie Awards. What's the one that they do for, oh my God, the one for theater? I know there's one for theater, but I forget what it's called because I never liked theater. Oh my God. The one for Broadway. Like all these events have this, all of them. They all do it.
And we figured something out, but the attempted mass murder at the Washington Hilton, that's what it could have been, was
Tony
an
Awards,
assault
that's
on
the
our
one.
democracy itself. Very serious
Golden Globes, they have it too.
situation. Many of you were there.
Brother, I remember the first version of the Truman Show. Do you remember the first version of the Truman Show? Here's a story of 7 people. What do they say? That have to live in a house. Some shit like that. Real World. You guys remember Real World? SPs, yeah. Emmy, Tony, all of them. All of them got swag. What happened to MTV? They stopped putting music on. MTV stopped having music decades ago.
Here with me, and some showed extreme bravery, like Pete Hegseth, Steve Miller, Tom Holman. Really? They were standing on tables, and most of you were under the tables, okay? But they did. They showed. I saw every one of them that was standing up in those tables. I didn't know if they were brave, if they were smart, if they were stupid as hell. But they were on those tables in some cases, and there were a lot of different feelings going on in the room at that moment. But after hearing the gunshots, many people yelled, get down," which caused Nicki Minaj to start twerking. Do you believe it?
Yes, I do believe that. Get
Get down.
Get down.
She's the only one that really understood what that meant.
She did. She did. I love how Nikki has become a conservative, and the way they made her a conservative was because she had a family member that couldn't take the vaccine, so he had to consult. Like, you guys may not know the lore. There is lore behind the turn of Nikki. Nikki turned conservative, and she didn't even turn conservative like all all of a sudden. It was kind of organic, because Nikki is posting like, hey, I talked to my cousin, and the vaccine would, like, she's basically saying like it would hurt him. Like, so you have to go to your doctor if you have like a condition, and talk to your doctor about it. Like, I'm not going to tell you to take it no matter what. Because, you start getting pressure. Aren't you going to promote the vaccine? Aren't you going to wear a mask? Aren't you going to tell everybody to get the jab? And she was like, I'm going to keep it real. When everyone else saw that as a political move and started jumping on her fucking case, going crazy on her, she was like, these people are insane. And then slowly she started, noticing like a lot of hypocrisy from the left. And slowly but surely, they pushed her. A lot of people aren't on the right because they want to be on the right. They don't know that the good side is the good side because they did their own research. A lot of people were pushed into the good side, into understanding, because of the constant purity testing of the left. The right does it too, but usually for better reasons. The right is kind of like, okay, you can't commit crime. The left is like, crime, bruh, defund the police. They'll let you be criminals. But they purity tested her out. They purity tested RFK out. They purity tested Joe Rogan out. They purity tested Shane Gillis out. They purity tested, and Shane Gillis is kind of like a centrist. Like, I wouldn't even call him like a conservative. He's kind of in the middle, maybe, right? But they push. But if you look at most of the left, they'll label him a fascist with all that purity testing. And I'm sure the people who have been hating on Nikki ever since she said maybe you should talk to your doctor about the jab are going to be incredibly offended. Talk to her like she was nothing, called her a fascist, called her a sellout, called her a woodland animal that looks in garbage cans. I believe it's called a raccoon. People call black people that when they don't agree. If you don't, if I don't agree with some policy, oh, I'm a raccoon. No, I'm a fucking monkey. Get it right. They're gonna call her all sorts of shit, and those same people that trashed her are gonna go defend her and say, "Oh my God, it's so racist that he said that about Nikki." The same people that trashed her. Why? Because they don't care. They're just using the what happened as a vehicle for their message, for their cancel culture, for their message, for their politics.
It's quite an evening. But tonight we come back together to answer that heinous attack with unwavering resolve. And every one of us here this evening to show that in America, we
You know, raccoons are crafty. I will tell you that. And just because you change your mind about something or agree with conservatives, that doesn't make you a monkey or a raccoon. My case is a coincidence. I was a grease monkey, but that, being called names because you are the wrong race for a political party is disgusting and racist, actually.
do not yield to political violence. We can't do that.
Okay, I see Dominic has raccoons in his family, so he doesn't hate them at all. He has a family of raccoons in the mountains,
Can't
respect.
do it. So in this country, we believe in freedom of speech. We settle our differences not with bullets, but with open and vigorous debate. And no deranged loser with a gun will ever change that. We can't let that ever happen. A lot of very dangerous people out there. We can't let it happen. I want to begin by expressing our gratitude to the
Chat
incredible
is
men
being
and
so
women who
sweet.
put their lives on the line every day to protect my family and myself, all presidents, and lots of others. That's the United States Secret Service. So I appreciate it very much. And
I had a little controversy. We thank James O'Keefe for helping clean the house.
Sean and the whole group, amazing job.
You know what I hope happened with that James O'Keefe report? I hope every agent got called in one after the other and said, "Give me your phone." And they looked into that shit. That's what I hope happened, because this should be a message to clean the fucking house. See who's following the protocols.
Amazing job. In recent months, they've repeatedly responded to threats with speed and professionalism and extraordinary courage. And there is no better example of that than Officer Victor Gonzalez, who we just met. It was amazing. What he did was amazing. When the would-be assassin charged the checkpoint at speed, he was fast. When you looked at that, you had to look at it about 10 times before you really saw what was going on. He was quick.
That is a fact. That is a fact. I might even try to find it. Yeah. James O'Keefe exposed a DEI hire. This is Matt Million telling us over here. Appreciate you for being here, Mr. Million. I'm millionaire. That's that's Nikki's friend, Lil Wayne. If I'm not mistaken, Trump pardoned Lil Wayne, which is probably another reason why Nikki, was even, I would say, confident in approaching Trump. Because he's like, he got my basically my music brother out of jail. So, that matters a lot.
Nasty. The gun made him nasty, actually. But Officer Gonzalez engaged the attacker without hesitation and took a bullet to the chest after his ballistic vest, fortunately, was on, saved his life. And Victor did not even want to go to the hospital for a checkup. We insisted, really, we wanted him to do it. We insisted, but he didn't want to go. So to Officer Gonzalez, Secret Service.
I'm just going to be clear about something. I just want to be absolutely clear. That fucking hurts. Okay? I haven't gone through it. I haven't gone through a full pardon in January 2021. All right. I want to be clear. If you get hit in the chest from a shotgun with a bulletproof vest, and I'm guessing he was using slugs, because you're not going to you're not, if you're gonna do an assassination, you're not using birdshot. I mean, it's a leftist. They might be that stupid. But my guess is that he's using, he's using slugs, right? So if you get hit in the chest with a slug, probably at a pretty close range because you're charging him. I mean, you got to understand, you should probably check for a broken rib. Yeah, like people that say, oh, it's okay to throw rocks at police because they're wearing armor. Bitch, what do you think you use against an armored opponent in the Middle Ages? You use a hammer because a sword ain't gonna do shit. It is a concussive object that you would use. How do you think David beat Goliath, motherfucker? Goliath had armor. Right? Well, I mean, what are you thinking over here, Jeff? Right? This dude took a slug, right? I'm guessing it was a slug because he ran out of correspondence dinner, right? The officer charged him, took a bullet and a vest. What the dude had in his hand was a shotgun. I'm piecing this together. Took a bullet in the vest. Didn't go to the hospital. Brother, that's gotta hurt like a motherfucker. Even if you're wearing a vest, a slug to the chest, you gotta get checked. Because the adrenaline might be pumping through you, but you might have a cracked rib, right?
Yeah, blunt force trauma can kill you. The normal assessment for blunt force trauma to be lethal is 44 millimeters. So if you have 44 millimeters of deformation at the back face of your vest, I mean, this is back like when I was studying that 30 years ago. So it might have changed.
Yeah.
I don't know. 44 millimeters is potentially lethal. That can kill you.
What I was telling the guys over here is like, if you remember in the past, when you were facing a fully armored knight, you didn't hit him with a sword. You would look for a mace. You would try to use
Or hammer.
a hammer, a war hammer.
Yep.
Like that's what you would use because a sword wasn't going to do shit. They would just take your, they would just like literally grab your sword, take it away, and start punching you and hitting you.
Oh, you could hack away at the plate of the plate element of a plate armor with a sword. I mean, you wouldn't feel. It's not just the plate armor. You have plate mail. You have chain mail underneath that. Then you have a gambeson, which is like this super thick.
Yep.
I mean, you're not feeling shit.
You can maybe with the tip of your sword, if you're lucky and have a little distance and got aim, hit at one of the joints.
Yeah, maybe.
And the knight is going to be trained to guard that.
Yeah, that's your only bet. You got a guy who's moving, and you know, yeah.
Have you ever heard of AMMA?
In what context?
Have you ever heard of MMA?
Yeah, MMA. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, what do you think AMMA is?
Probably armored.
Yes,
You know,
full plate
like,
armor MMA.
Knights
a
of Columbus stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's organized by stake, these people that do the bets, and it's like an octagon, but they're all both in full plate armor with a bell. In the corners, instead of like having your coach, you have a squire that help you. Like if any of the plates fall, they put it back, but they're going all out. I mean, the kids are gonna be okay. Like I saw that. There's a little hope in my heart when I saw that shit. I'm like, oh my God, armored MMA? This is fucking fantastic. They start with swords, and if neither has fallen or like been down for the count during the fight, they both fall to a knee, let go of the sword, and just start fist punching, kicking, like brawling in full plate.
All I can think of is Cable Guy, dude. Come here so I may brave thee. Right?
I haven't seen that movie, but I've heard of that scene. Like I might have seen a clip of that scene about him going wild in armor. I gotta see it. It's wild stuff. But the point of all this being, like taking a hit in plate armor, it's gotta fucking hurt. And these fucking protesters throwing rocks and bricks. Do you think that because those guys are wearing riot gear that a fucking rock or a fucking brick ain't gonna hurt? Motherfucker, that's attempted murder. You just assaulted an officer.
That's the reason why they're wearing the armor in the fucking first place.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if it wasn't dangerous, they wouldn't be wearing the fucking armor.
Exactly.
I mean,
It's because it can cause great damage. I mean, it can kill you without if you're not wearing armor, you could definitely be killed by a brick.
look what happened to Andy? No, man, he got fucked up. They almost killed him. If he didn't
But
have medical,
They use a
he'd have been dead.
frozen, like that's basically a rock. Like what? You've turned water into a crystal. A crystal is kind of like a rock, right? You've frozen it. That's basically a
right.
rock.
Diversity of tactics, right? That's what the
Well,
Navy Islam used to do.
Well, taking that kind of hit, like it's very important when you see a riot, when you see a protest, and they're throwing things.
Well,
There's not
and
this
sorry.
overuse of force. They're using too little force. Like I'd be like grabbing motherfuckers left and right. Like I'd be like putting charges. Okay, get the videos. Who had a rock? That guy had a rock. You got him swinging. Grab him. Grab him. Grab him. Put him in jail. Put him in jail. Charge him to the maximum until they stop even trying to do this shit.
So one of the things that I kind of pushed up the chain a couple of times, I still do. It's actually on my mainstream Maven kind of page on Facebook. I know I'm old.
Yeah.
It's, you're like, you shouldn't militarize the police. I want to go the other way. We should go the other way. So there's something called the 1033 program. The 1033 program was a program started by the Defense Department, now would be the Department of War, that said, we have all these MRAMs, we have this riot gear stuff, and if we're not just going to leave it there for bad guys or people to scrap. If you're a law enforcement agency, then you can apply for to get the DX'd or decommissioned military equipment, in this case like MRAMs, and now you have an MRAM, right? So instead of not demilitarizing the police, I say we go the other route. I say we militarize the police. I say we put them in MRAMs. We give them a comprehensive directed energy suite that is less than lethal, combination of pulse energy projectile, ADT, LRAD system, and sticky foam. You have embedded paramedics. So now, officers don't have to overreact.
Just for the layman, that's a discombobulator.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not overreacting. Now so what does it do? It provides the law enforcement officer that in an increasingly hostile environment, because of some of the things we talked about when we were talking about the Second Amendment and Arm and Show, right? Weapons have got more lethal. This isn't like 1950 where the worst you had to worry about was like a Saturday night special in the barrio. It's not that world anymore. It's
No,
not that world
they
anymore.
have like some of these motherfuckers got grenade launchers. Like if you're talking about the cartels,
weaponized drone swarms that they produce in their basement. Everybody learns once you transfer a capability, it's never neutral. That's true. So bad guys, anybody can learn that. So what do? Now you're giving law enforcement in God, look, I blew my elbow. Forgive me. In an increasingly contentious environment, flexibility through what they call the use of force continuum. Right? So it's not just I give you a verbal directive, I have a nightstick or a taser, right? So a taser has a better one-shot drop percentage than most pistols that said, if it hit you, and some people are immune to it, nightstick, I'm already I'm tangling with that person. Or
that's
my
too close.
sidearm. Yeah, that's right. Or I have a sidearm. And now you have the ability, you give them additional tools and additional flexibility. What's up, Marie? So they don't have to sit there and go choose between an on and off switch. Now it's a dimmer switch, right? Then you wouldn't have to worry about when people are like, oh my God, what happened to George Floyd? We're so worried. George Floyd wasn't a fucking saint. He was a vile guy. Do I think he deserved to die? No. Do I
he deserved to be in? You know what, George Floyd?
Do I think that the law enforcement officers should be in
jailed.
prison? No. Do I think that we should sit there and afford our law enforcement officers that are constantly operating? Oh, thank you very much, physicist. I felt bad, the tension between me and Armin today. It's just we're both like operating on an extremely mental, emotional, and cognitive load and extreme time compression with all the things that are going on. And so, sometimes people get in other people's lane and they kind of bump heads, and it just happens, right? I mean, there's no hard feelings. I was just trying to make sure to get that out so that, have multiple different lines of suggestion regarding how and what that mass air campaign should be like. Because if they do what was said, the regime's done in 120 hours. There's nothing they can do.
Look, if you want, at some point after this, we could just go into a video. I'll cut it from this and just have a video of it.
I mean, if
like,
you want me to present it, sure, I can present it here. It's no big deal.
and I could like clip it into like a video, and wherever you want, you could just, yeah, here's the video of it. Here I'm presenting it. I got a student with me asking questions. Yeah, if you let me. But you know,
No, look, it has nothing. I don't. It's not about maintaining control over the information or clout or money. It's all about the mission, bro. That's why I was trying. I was like operating under a very tight window, and he didn't know that, so he couldn't know. I felt bad.
okay.
So you know, it's that's why I do what I do, bro. I don't do this for money.
Cheryl says George Floyd was on drugs. Yes, he was. He was designated an overdose when that autopsy first came up. It was later changed I would believe under duress. And George Floyd would be alive if the justice system had just didn't keep letting him loose. Like he might have
Well, not only
reformed if
that-
he would have had longer sentence. They kept letting him go.
So think about all the different leftists that frustrate law enforcement. They make it impossible, right? When they do the whistles and stuff to like audibly. I actually did a report on that. I'll send that to you. About like, you know, oh my God, what happened when that like the fucking crazy dyke tried to run over the ICE officer, right? She brought her kid to the fucking thing. I mean, my God.
Oh, the attempted murder, endangerment of a child.
Yeah, it
There's
was
so many
fucked up.
situations
Try
there.
it, baby. Try it.
Organized.
What the fuck are you doing?
They pre-planned that at a level that's
Absolutely.
basically you're basically doing organized crime, right? You
Amplified
plan to
and
break the law
incentivized
as
by
a
the
group.
mainstream media, bro.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, because the mainstream media keeps lying about whether what ICE does is legal.
Right? So then they like the media is complicit in that.
Not only
Actually,
complicit,
Osmongold talked about that when Elon Musk was doing the debate just today. I fucking love Osmongold. So
I
like,
love-
you know, he's awesome, right? He's like, yeah, you see, she's trying to fix blame to Elon to set up the pretext so then everybody thinks he's a target, should go and kill Elon. That's what these
Yes.
fuckers do. Right.
Yes.
So again, the law enforcement officer in this increasingly dangerous, complex, contentious environment. I mean, these aren't, well, why do they have to wear a mask? Because they're fucking worried about retaliation, dickhead. That's why. They're worried that if they take in some gangbanger, some narco terrorist, whoever, they go, okay, I know who that officer is. Oh, he's always armored up. No problem. Where's his kid go to school? We'll make sure their kid gets kidnapped, raped, and chopped into mincemeat. Yeah.
Let me
That's
ask
why
you a
they do
question.
shit like that. That's why
Let
they
me
wear.
ask-
That's why they wear masks and stuff, bro.
Let me ask you a question. Now, I'm going to give you a scenario. I have a bullhorn, very loud bullhorn, and I start screaming in AOC's ear over and over.
Yeah,
Am I
give you
going to
hearing
get
damage.
above? Am I going to get above nuisance charges? Am I going to get above harassment charges? Am I going to get
Absolutely.
some assault charges because that could cause damage to an ear? So why isn't law officer a lesser than that? While
Because activist ADAs that have a law degree, and you have to go to a university to get a law degree, and universities have been fucking leftist only clubs since the mid-late 60s, are going to filter how they act, how they perform through the ideology they were misled to believe. I mean, it's so
No,
blatantly obvious, right? I mean, Sketch, you know that that's what's going on, right?
it's obstruction of justice, it's an assault on an officer, and it's something that's being programmed into the populace and into academia, but especially actively in this specific situation, because both the mainstream media, which is usually 4 or 5 to 1 leftist, and actual sitting congressmen and senators, like people in the House and the Senate, are disseminating the lie that law enforcement does not have the right to do what it's doing. It makes the people that are deceived, there's some that are malicious. The one that I think are malicious are not as much the people that are in the frontline douches. I think it's the douche canoes that are organizing. They know that those officers do have a right to do what they're doing. But they take these dummies who are very enraged and believe what the lying, like 4 out of 5, let's say CNN, ABC, NBC, and CBS. That's 4. And then you got Fox. 4 out of 5 are leftists, right? If you go on any show it's going to be 4 guys and 1 conservative. It's always 4-on-1. So this is what we have to deal with mentally. So these people that got riled up by 4 news stations and told that the 5th one is fascist is being told these people are breaking the law when they're doing what they're doing. Like, I understand that some of them are malicious. Like, I would classify that lady that tried to run over the officer as malicious, because you're not just being fooled. You knew you were putting your child in a dangerous situation. You planned it. You were an organizer in this. You were gathering people. You're not even from that city. You came from another city, bringing people, organize them into obstruction of justice. Then you took a lethal element, which is a vehicle, and you tried to use that deadly force against an officer. I'm not sad you got shot. That kid is probably better off with their father. I mean, I want more charges. Like my biggest complaint is that even okay, I understand to build a case against the big dogs, you need to have a lot of evidence, but all these people on the ground, they should have more charges and faster. You know what they're doing now? Do you know what killed BLM? One of the things that killed it hardest than anything, and Asmongold likes to talk about it a lot, body cams.
Absolutely.
Like the thing that killed BLM more than anything is like after George Floyd, when these cases was brutally gunned down by police. The video comes out and he's charging at police, trying to take their gun, getting tased, getting back up. Oh, he was abused. No, you were abused. We got the video. You came at the cop with a knife, screeching. Of course he's gonna kill you.
The other thing is that cops, when they have to do that, they don't go. I promise you, I can say with the highest degree of human certainty I possess is the highest degree of probability that this is not how cops are. They're not like, hey Bob, can you wait to bag a couple more black guys today while they're in the fucking locker room. When they actually have to draw down and use lethal force, it's not just the person that's getting killed, it's also the officer that gets fucked up, because they got to friggin' deal with that shit forever. I mean, that's why suicide by cop is super fucked up. That's super fucked up, right? Yeah, see, Cheryl's got it right there. You have somebody does suicide by cop, that's not like a victimless crime. That cop now is completely fucked up forever. He's got to think about when he killed somebody. That's the other reason why I want to. Can you give me a screenshot? I want to show this for your viewers.
Sure, go ahead. Before, as you do that, I think you should be able to do that. I also want to say, how many times did they cry racism, and then after the report comes out and they actually find out who the cop was, the cop was black.
Oh, right.
That goes against my narrative. Let me not show that.
You see what the skittle-haired bitch said to the black cop? I think it was maybe in Portland or Chicago. She's like, "You're a white supremacist." He was like, "That guy's black." And she's like, "No, that doesn't mean you can't sit there and support a patriarchal, phallocentric, warmongering, imperialist something or other that rapes Earth Mother Gaia with the standing penis, the oil derrick. I mean, do you recycle? Are you vegan? Bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? My God. Where you just need to do interracial porn and shut your mouth. Truly.
Yes.
Somebody put something in this bitch's mouth to shut her the fuck up. Oh,
yeah,
I don't care. I know that sounds fucked up. It's just super shitty, because especially now when the previous administration let in fucking tens of thousands of terrorist whack jobs, every motherfucking asshole we're facing, Putin, Chi-Com, Mullah regime remnants, North Koreans, sub-state terrorist shake a stick, you'll hit an asshole, is amplifying all the gray zone conflict, not the least of which is drug fare, using fentanyl as essentially a de facto weapon of mass destruction, fucking destabilization efforts. You had the elements of Hamas and the Mullah regime 3 years ago sit there in the past 3 years, say the global left is their best ally. I mean, for the love of God, Stop
I hate those
making these
people.
guys' job harder, bitch. This is not your like lesbian drum circle or slam poetry and Zoe show. These fucking guys got to suit up every motherfucking day and deal with the most horrible, fucked up shit on the planet. Give them a little slack. Better yet,
Over here,
yeah,
physicist
you
says,
say.
Jeffrey, 100% correct. My sister is a Leo, and every once in a while, someone will jokingly ask her how many people she's shot. Nothing pisses her off more.
Yeah, same for soldiers.
Yep.
Nick Parmigiano talks about that. It's about as good as like, you know, it's as appropriate as saying, "Hey, does your wife like taking it in the ass?" Like, well, actually, leftists would be like, "You're mandatory to say that." Starting
Yeah.
in kindergarten,
Yeah.
right? I can't even use that example anymore because that's how they are. Right?
No.
Like, well, we're going to talk about analingus today, guys. He's 3. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's like like asking a priest how much they like burials or some shit like that. It's like something you do within your duties that you may not enjoy, but it has to be done, and you have to deal with the consequences of this. And the consequences of this, like it's a little more different because it's like direct action, but it's hard to find an analogy to it outside the military.
Yeah.
It's really hard to find. It's like a firefighter. How many bodies have you seen crisped? Like, motherfucker, you don't know how it weighs on me that maybe I could have made it a little earlier. You don't know how much it weighs in me that maybe I could have put him in cuffs instead of giving him a bullet if I would have said something different. And you know what? Sometimes those feelings are, I would say, a little incorrect, but it's only human.
Well, how they deal with it or how they manifest themselves. Yeah, because you're only human.
You're only human. You're going to think, could I have done something different?
This
That's
is what
why.
Go ahead, you say. Sorry.
I was gonna say there's this artist I like called Ren, and he talks about how he had like Lyme disease and he wanted to kill himself, but then his friend killed himself, and he saw how the families had to deal with that shit. And he said, you know what? I thought I would be saving everyone else the trouble of dealing with my illness, but now that I see what happens, I don't want to go through with it because I don't want to make anybody go through with it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until then that they figured that out. Right. So there's always this part of you that and that's what he realized, because he's like was like almost in time to like talk to him, like to the place where he was at a bridge, and he ran to the bridge, right? And he was like 15 minutes away, got there like 4 or 5 minutes before the guy jumped, and he always had to carry that with him. And he says, I don't want anyone to carry that with them about me. But a cop always has to carry it. Could there have been a different way? A cop always has to carry that. And on top of that, you know what they do now? Have you seen this? Like, families always trying to sue the officer too.
Yeah, it's fucking Jesus fuck.
Especially they do it if you're in a homeowner situation where you're just defending your home. Especially if you're in a leftist city, you're fucked.
Oh, you're totally fucked. You're totally fucked. When you had the BLM riots, those two guys, the guy came out with an AR-15, his wife came out with like a pistol because these idiots ripped down their gate.
Yeah.
Man. They actually made that guy kind of like a, I don't know, like a GTA t-shirt. Like, I fucking love how they immortalized that dude.
Yeah, they kind of like, from the right, they kind of told him, hey, you're kind of cool. Okay, defending your home is kind of cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
Defending your home and your family, you and wifey like holding it down.
Bases against.
That's based. That's American based.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Look at this. Read that. Fuck Ben Crump. That asshole has been around since when was it? Trayvon Martin? You remember that guy? Beat the face off. I don't remember the other guys off. The Latino guy.
Homeless guy.
No. It was a.
You talking about the bath salts, dude?
No. Ben Crump was the attorney that defended that went against there was a guy that was community watch, this Latino guy, right? And this guy Trayvon.
Oh yeah.
Martin,
No, I know. Yeah, Zimmerman.
That's the guy.
Yeah. And they were like, well, he was just.
He's just a kid, and they show his high school pictures, but when you see what he actually looked like that
They
fucking night,
painted Zimmerman, who's half Hispanic, by the way,
as a racist.
Here comes like this fucking crack bunny, right? And he was just diddly bopping down the street, Skittles and rainbows shooting out of his asshole. Bop-a-deep-a-dop-bop. And around the corner comes Zimmerman. He's got
Do you remember
I was so
that they
crazy the shit of how they try to falsely portray Zimmerman.
they
Like, he was
altered the
getting his
audio?
head beating into the fucking concrete. He shot one time, one. He put he tried to call. He like, look, I need police. This guy's casing out like people's houses. We've had shitloads of break-ins and assaults. You know, he's like, don't follow him. So he doesn't follow him. He goes back to his car. That motherfucker walked up and attacked him from behind and started beating his head into the concrete. So he took his pistol out, shot once, bam, to get him the fuck off of him. He put the pistol right on the ground, called 911. He said, I just had to discharge his firearm in self-defense, and then put his hands in his head, his hands and bawled because he just fucking killed somebody. And you're like, well, Zimmerman's, I think maybe he's like a Klansman or some shit, right? He must be. Huh? Yeah. No.
Okay, this is important. Martin broke that dude, beat the shit out of him. Like, he was on top of him. Like, having someone
Smashing
on
his
top
head
of
into the
you,
fucking
killing
concrete,
you,
dude.
and smashing your head. And like, if you see the like, one of the things that really hurt the case was the pictures of what Trayvon did. But one of the things that hurt the public, do you remember that they altered the 911 audio to make it look like he
That
said a
was so
slur?
fucked up. NBC,
And
it was
then-
an NBC fucker who did that. Wasn't
And then
it? It was
they-
the guy in
The
NBC.
unaltered audio showed that never happened. That is
100%, dude.
right now. That should be something you can sue for. You should be able to sue for some shit
You
like
could.
that.
And you know what, though? Leftists have hijacked so many gatekeeper institutions that have like fucking a bazillion asshole Harvard lawyers on retainer. Think about what they busted the ACLU for and how they were fucking funding white supremacist groups to set a pretext up for their fucking to continually justify their existence. Holy
That's a
shit.
little circular though, because I mean, if we're gonna look at the left,
No, I get it. You get my point, though, right?
yeah,
You have
that's just a deep
you
cut.
have you have an organization that is just fucking filled with very high trained, high priced lawyers. Yeah, go ahead, sue them. Even if you win, you'd have to hawk your home, and they fucking know it. That's what SU did with me and my wife. Right? They knew it.
Okay, you couldn't sue them because
Oh, I
it's too
tried.
much.
It didn't matter. What am I going to do? I'm a disabled vet. They have
Yeah.
like one of the most ruthless fucking law firms in the Northeast, bro. That legitimately the co-founder got busted for 15 years of kiddie porn and child fucking. Yeah. They used to hire retired law enforcement and intelligence officers, including from foreign intelligence agencies, to work
yeah.
on their film, to fucking go and do all that they got to do to get intel on whoever the hell their case is against. I mean, they're just fucked up people. So
We
what
got
do
a
you
question
do?
here.
Sue them, dude. What are you going to do? I mean, how much money do you have?
Amberly Rose
fucking
asks,
shit.
is mainstream media the deep space? They can ruin you if they want.
Absolutely. And
They
even
are
if
the
you
deep
win,
state.
though, even if you win, though. Well, so like, I'm not like a throw the baby out with the bathwater guy. I will say, though, that there is something to be said about the change in organ. Like, I used to have discussions at Heritage before Project 2025. There's a lot of legitimacy that underwrote why that project was developed. I mean, people came in and adulterated some of it. There's no doubt about it. That said, the underlying reason or motive, that's solid, which is, wow, a lot of organizations of national power and agencies, they have become institutionally captured by a very hostile left-wing ideology. And that's because of their dependency on universities for their workforce. And incrementally over years, decades, it's going to change the organizational culture of those agencies. And
Just for the people who know,
yeah,
like Project 2025
yeah.
is not something a lot of you are going to understand. Like, Jeff is rightly, pissed about the portrayal of it. But a lot of people don't even know what it is. The people that might know what it is, there is a subsection of them that saw it get discredited and reviled by the left. Maybe because of some of their own people were sent in to destroy it, like the left funds the fucking Ku Klux Klan and shit. But you know what? A Ku Klux Klan is a Democrat organization. It was born a Democrat organization. They're just paying themselves, right? That's just circular. But
you
you
get
wanted
my-
to show
yeah,
me
you
something here, and I've been getting you off track.
And so the reason that was created, though, was to try and do a soft counter, not even a counter coup, to liberate those agencies and institutions from the the very hostile leftist ideology that is incrementally encroaching, taken over, and changed their organizational culture.
So when we
Yeah.
say these institutions, we're talking about the media, we're talking about the legal system, we're
Every-
talking about school, academia, we're talking
Well,
about
that's where it
unions.
comes from, though, right? That's why Marxist military doctrine disproportionately targeted universities. That's why the Soviets disproportionately targeted universities when they, evolved Marxist military doctrine. Look at the uniform military doctrine. Michael Fuenzi has a very cool white paper on it from like 1927 on forward. Read the books that we talked about. Remember in the after show about Heidi Massing? She was an NKVD defector who was one of the key players in pushing for what used, before it was called active measures, early Soviet active measures. And she outlined why the Soviet Union's active measures or strategic information influence operations in today's parlance.
So Project 2025 was trying to get that out of academia because
that
that's
shit
from
out of
where it's from.
academia and out of fucking
And the news
FBI and the CIA
and legal system.
and every fucking agency. No one's saying you have to agree with me. I'm not saying you got to agree with me. I don't want a neocon ideology there either. Those agencies, which were founded to do very, very important critical work, and who have almost all of them have very illustrious and honorable histories in their origins, have been so warped, twisted, and perverted that they not only do they not pursue the fucking mission they were created to do, they're also, in not doing that and allowing themselves to be weaponized like that, has so eroded confidence in those agencies and institutions at a time when we need them the fucking most. Like, this is not
so
the FBI, bro. There's fucking
now you're talking about agencies, right? You're talking about agencies now, like the FBI gets perverted, the Department of Labor stops doing anything for labor, FBI stops doing anything about one side of terrorism, like left-wing terrorism. We have our fiscal boards are being fiscally irresponsible and following DEI
100%.
bullshit that's going to lead to bullshit like removing Glass-Steagall, having credit default swaps, all that shit that
there was a Obama that made it impossible for you to file for bankruptcy for school loans. Those
so that's the one that's coming.
Was on their side.
Because first was Jeannie Mae, then was Freddie Mac, right? No, then was Fannie Mae, and Freddie Mac is next. Is that the one that's for the loans for school? I know there's three of them, and the first one already broke.
Stafford.
The first one was Jeannie Mae.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm for the loans. I'm not an ANCAP, bro. I'm not a libertarian. I am as neocon as they come.
But you got to understand that the system, if you tell them I'm going to give a loan that's going to be backed by the government, not backed by your ability to get these people to pay, that might lead to them saying, fuck it, we're going to lower the standard to zero, and we're just going to get the money and the house back.
Maximize their profit, right? That's also why the Syracuse called their buddies in Obama's DOJ to bury my shit. Because they knew if they had lost their accreditation, they're fucked. I mean, Syracuse is fucked now anyway.
Oh, I am so for taking these universities and destroying their accreditation. Because you want to take their funds, fuck that. They're getting fucking billions from Qatar. They don't give a shit about your funds. Take away their accreditation.
Iran, North Korea, yeah.
If you take away their accreditation, though, what the fuck are they going to do? If you take away Stanford's accreditation, if you take away Yale's accreditation, if you take away Harvard's accreditation, what is that diploma worth? The same as fucking Andrew Tate's what was it? Whole pimping degree, a PhD, but pimping degree. What, that guy's a piece of shit, man. I seen the videos. I'm like, wow, this motherfucker just fucking buried himself. He buried himself. If you look the shit, no, well, I am over here and I take this bitch and I'll show you in my Pimping Hose University how to in my Pimping Hose degree, how to put this bitch on cam, keep all her money and give her nothing and control her accounts. Motherfucker, that's illegal. That is illegal. If you said, I'll show you how to give her a fair deal, make a contract in which you get 10% and get some, like you could have done all this shit legally, but you're going to go on camera and say that you're stealing their money. Of course you're going to go to jail. And you can't let them leave. You got to control the place they live too. Okay, now you're by your own mouth, hanging yourself by the balls. These people that are broken into the right, claiming that they're MAGA and they're just a bunch of scumbags that are grifting, Candace Owens, the Tate brothers. When you look at their history, you know what? I'm interrupting you. You were about to show me something on this thing, and we're going tangent on you tangent. I'm tangent. I'm taking you off the rails here. Show me what you were gonna go show me here. My bad.
Oh no, I put it up here for people to see. That was just something I posted back in April of 2021, right? When I was
about how long you've been talking about this shit.
About like leveraging revolutionary disruptive technologies, in this case, non-lethal or less than lethal DE, directed energy, along with other systems for our law enforcement, so they have flexibility in the use of force continuum. And they don't have to automatically go to their sidearm.
Wait a minute, isn't this less permanent than a rubber bullet?
Absolutely.
Wouldn't this be like even safer?
Absolutely.
You could just like basically turn this on and corral these guys into going somewhere where you could basically march them all into, a little bus to take them to a little fingerprint and picture land. Or tell them, okay, go to your cars and get the fuck out. Like whatever of the two you want to do. Like you just do that. Yeah, no, I think that's fantastic. I wanted to, let me see if I can show you some stuff. Oh, wait, got the wrong window here. Here we go.
Here, hold on real quick. So look what I say. MRAMPs from the 1033 program. AOC tried to kill this program.
Oh, I bet she did.
Denial. Directional sound, that's the LRAD system. Pulse energy projectile, that was by the United States Joint Non-Lethal Direct Energy Directorate, right here.
Okay.
That can stun you. Sticky foam, shot spotter, which in case somebody shoots off a firearm, illegally discharges a firearm, it immediately tracks where you're at. That was actually done in California. I was one of the guys who pushed for that to be included in our forces in Iraq and Afghanistan. Actually called a captain and he fucking talked to DOD. That became, it wasn't Warlock. What the hell was it? Wizard, whatever it was. I mean, it's been a long day. So
Odin? Or,
no, it wasn't Odin. It's so basically it was on the back of your, it was on the back of your Humvee, and it looked like a jack with little tiny mics all over it. It's about big. So if you had a sniper taking a shot at you, it would immediately tell you direction, distance. Yeah.
Not only do I know what that is, there was recent outrage because a whole bunch of people said that it would be racist to install that in the city. And because
they said that back then. They fucking said that back then. That was said against ShotSpotter, bro.
Yeah. But we just had that. and what the thing was, there's these people, white people all over UK bringing audio of their neighbors who were afraid to speak on camera about how that would be racist, and they would feel more afraid if there were things that could detect shots. Why? I don't know. So like 2 weeks after that, they have the microphones, but they turned them off and stopped monitoring. 2 weeks after that, Black family man dies. The daughter is there crying. Why did you not have this on? My father was shot, bled out for like an hour or two, like an hour and a half. I don't remember how much time it was because your bullshit leftist racist claims.
That's so fucked up.
I saw that shit. This was not like 2 weeks ago, a week ago. We went over it on the program.
Ugh.
There's something I wanted to show you. Wait a minute. This bitch right here. You see, before she claimed to fame, oh, she was in hip hop videos. This was she was after.
Being
Like,
the
where does
spotlight,
she come
every
from?
person you have dated has had some degree of fame.
You see, this is how you tell she's projecting. I don't know if I got to show you this last time. Did I ever show you this?
No, show me.
Check this out. So you know where this bitch has come from. And a lot of these grifters have the same history. Like Andrew Tate's always been a piece of shit.
Yeah, Erica, you have been on
Hip hop groupie, but she's talking shit about Erica Kirk.
a wild pursuit of fame and fortune your
So much projection.
entire life, and you have not
Feminist girl boss,
stopped wanting to be in the spotlight.
doing TED Talks, SJW activist.
Every person you have dated has had some degree of fame, and you
Here she's trying to leech off Charlie
saw
Kirk.
Charlie as your ticket to more.
I think she wanted to date him, but he clocked her and kind of, like what she was going, like, you know, as being kind of phony and kind of, you know, didn't go for it.
Fame. And then you finally got it. Finally, Erica. Finally for you.
You finally stole my man. I wanted that man.
After decades of trying, you had made it into the spotlight and everybody loved you. Brand, merchandising, shirts, money, and fame. There was no substance in this article because there was no substance in you. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Because today is obviously a day of celebration. Yes, in case you missed it, we officially have become the #1 podcast in.
He got that from talking shit about Erica Kirk. Some of these people, like Andrew Tate, like this bitch, they infiltrate, man. They fucking infiltrate. Let me show you something else here. Now, I want you to see something. That guy, you see how he hit that lady? Like, there's no blood here. There's no death. That motherfucker been arrested 57 times, 150 charges. How is this protecting black people? That's a black woman right there.
Yeah,
Has
but they
been
don't
caught on
care, dude.
camera.
They don't care about black women or anything. You know this, man. They don't give a fuck.
Beating a woman in her own home nearly 4 months ago. They didn't even arrest him for it. He's out there walking free right now. It's fucking bullshit, man. It's fucking bullshit. Oh my God, I never finished the speech that Trump was delivering. This was more of a we could go over it quickly. I could do a little speed up on this because the guys were kind of watching it. He was talking a little bit when we started this, just for a recap, in case I cut this into a different segment. Just for a recap, President was talking about the first correspondence dinner attempt of 2026. This is the second one. In the first one, there was an attempted assassination. There was a loony leftist armed with a shotgun that ran in, and one of the brave Secret Servicemen, basically charged him, took one of those shotgun shots to the chest, and then didn't even want to go to the hospital, even though we were earlier discussing how that kind of impact on a vest has very serious effect, which is why, using riot gear can also cause damage, and you shouldn't hit anybody with a rock.
Unforced trauma, right?
It's blood force trauma. Exactly. I'm going to play a little bit of this. I might not go through the whole thing, but because I kind of left the chat kind of waiting for it, I want to let them see a little bit more of it.
Metropolitan Police, law enforcement generally, and even all of the militaries around us in the room tonight. We salute you and we thank you with all of our hearts. Thank you very much. Great job. Great job. Great job.
Yeah, I commend these folks too. It's a tough job.
These are great people. So this evening we're picking up right where we left off. So let's have a little bit of fun. I said, what do we do here? Is this supposed to be fun? Am I supposed to be serious? Am I supposed to be a comedian? So I guess you said maybe a little bit of everything. I know one thing I could never have done, the speech that I had ready, just a short while. Oh, that was going to be a doozy. I was so psyched. I was going to rip people. And I don't know, just something changed. It's really for the better, but
Okay. Damn, I want to see that speech now. Now I feel like, oh my God, you can't just tease that. Because when he rips into people, he can go hard. And if he had something ready in the correspondence dinner and it was hardcore, but he went like, no, this is too hard. I'm just gonna let it slide. I know he can go hardcore. I know for sure he can let it go hardcore.
I just wouldn't want to do that. But we'll do a little ripping if you don't mind. But it is true. I said, how do we handle this? It's going to be a different kind of an evening, and it is. And in many ways, it's a more beautiful evening, actually. Everyone's looking really good tonight, and I know it was not easy finding shoes to go along with your bulletproof vest, which many people didn't want to wear because they'd rather die than look 20 pounds heavier. You know that, right? We have that a lot. They put one on me. I
He's
said,
literally
"Are you
one
sure
of the
I'm not
coolest
wearing this?"
motherfuckers ever. God damn it, I love him.
No, you look exactly 20. They say, sir, it's about 21 pounds. I said, not good. But I want to thank the outgoing president of the White House.
I imagine the bulletproof vest on a president is top notch, hardcore, one of the best there is. Probably covers all the way up to like maybe up to the clavicles or some shit. Like it probably, and all the way down to the waist. Like it's probably hardcore. 21 pounds? That's a heavy vest.
Correspondence Dinner Association. Now, she won't admit it, and she should not admit it, but we sort of became friendly. In times of stress, on occasion, you become friendly. I have a lot of respect for Ouija, and I tell you, we went through a little bit of a war together. It turned out pretty good. It turned out pretty good because of a lot of good people. They stopped the tragedy, so I want to thank you very much.
I don't know who that is. I think she's aesthetically pleasing, and I won't comment more further than that.
Fantastic job.
Looks like Asmongold's new girlfriend. Did you see that?
And Ouija worked extremely hard to ensure this dinner was rescheduled. And we want to just thank her family. I just met her parents, her children, her husband. What a perfect family. So it's really great. Thank you very much all for putting up with us, right? But let me also thank the incoming president of the Correspondents Association, Jackie Heinrich. She can be very tough as a reporter. I worked out.
I think that right now, because they just went through the correspondence dinner, they're just going to go into a whole list of people that he's going to thank. And it's going to not really be as much about breaking news. You understand what I'm talking about? Like if we keep this going, he's just going to thank a lot of people. So I just want to tell the people that were like kind of looking forward to that. I don't think we're going to get any big things here. What I think is,
look, if you want to run through it for your viewers, you should don't stop it on my account.
No, but I don't. I mean, I think I'll just piss them off because we're probably going to get the best clips of this tomorrow. That's what I think is going to happen. Right now, this is they're talking about this.
I saw this.
Designs were saved.
I saw it. I don't know what this is about.
First new privately funded advanced reactors to turn on the
Oh. This is your wheelhouse right here.
United
Fucking
States and over
Gen
4
4,
decades,
baby.
making sure that these groundbreaking designs were safe to build and test so quickly was a challenge that required a historic partnership between these innovative companies and our administration. We have brilliant nuclear people. We have a lot of brilliant people, but we have brilliant nuclear people on our staff. In the past, it often took 6 years or more to approve a reactor design.
What'd you say, that they kind of blocked it?
No, I'm saying he fucked around and made me love him. I shit you not. I fucking love Donald.
But I'm glad that
I'm always
there's-
gonna be a Rubio guy. I'm saying he legit made me love him.
But we got to understand that there's a lot of shit that goes on with energy that just doesn't make sense. And I think it's outside funding. Go against nuclear. Why are you going to go against nuclear if you're a fucking hippie?
100%.
It's the safest energy.
100%. 100%.
It's like they're overdoing
Justice
3 Mile
Monday.
Island.
Just this Monday, right? My buddy's like calling up the one I was telling you about, like GOP's best tactical political thing. That's legit. He's a cool dude. Danny's a sweet kid.
Yeah.
He's like, he called me. He's like, you're not gonna believe this. I'm like, what? What the fuck? What horrible shit we got to deal with now? Is it a transgender Godzilla, Mothra, and fucking King Kong? went into a throuple. What the fuck am I missing? Right. So he told
That's
me.
probably the next movie, by the way.
Yeah, that's don't give me any ideas. Please sketch. Like fucking anyway, Godzilla's fucking fire breath would be like rainbow colored. Anyway, so he was like, yeah, like it was amazing. So the governor of New York signs the fucking moratorium on AI data centers, and that's because she tried walking it back, right? And I mean, she's not a peach. I'm just saying, even she like was like, wow, that's not a good idea. And the radical left, the DSA that runs the tables and fucking the assembly, like, don't care. Just railroaded that shit through. So like, there's a lot of fight going on, right? Within one day, there was like $10 million of fucking advertisement taken out in just, I think, central New York, to kill nuclear. And it was all fucking funded with these like they just created this bullshit LLC. It's like John Smith 123, right? Who do you think?
So shell company. So shell companies.
Absolutely, Chicoms and everybody else. Fucking promise you, bro.
Neville Singham types.
Absolutely, 100%.
I get like Neville Singham. I don't think he's like by right merit a rich guy. I think the CCP made him as a vehicle to fund shit over here, like Code Pink. Like I think they make a lot of these guys that they can. No, he has a business over here in China. Bullshit. He's not making that money. They put him in charge of something and tell them, hey, you're in charge of this shit. We're going to pay you a salary and you're going to spend 75% of that shit funding NGOs somewhere else. You're going to move over there. You're going to run this.
Pressure groups masquerading as an NGO.
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
people are trying to help
absolutely.
people. You think those fucking things, well, we got to just go and use wind power and a bunch of shitty solar panels that were built in China with child slave labor. And God forbid we look at it, how fucking shitty their energy is. So, even the pollution. Yeah, we're going to buy all that shit instead of doing doing right here. This is exactly what we need to do. I did some of the policy papers on this shit. Like,
no, I describe it as an
reprocessing
NGO, but it's a skin suit they use.
Oh my God, 100%, 100%, bro. Why do you think they went after them all with Rubio and the rest of them? Think about what he said. Like, he had to deal with that shit again just recently. Like, well, they were going after Elon over that. They're like, you canceled all this stuff that now people are starving in Africa. And he's like, no, we didn't.
No, not zero.
That's all fraud that we got rid of.
But you don't think anybody got zero?
For giving food to kids in Africa? What are you fucking students? Are you shitting me or what? Why do you think Rubio said what he said about USAID? He wasn't.
Do you remember when Elon told him
90 cents goes to buy, a steak dinner for some fucking privileged limousine socialist skittle-haired fucker in DC? Not even a dime gets into the hands of the kids that are starving, though. That's where it needs to go.
Do you remember?
Yeah, you say.
When Elon told them, if this is for Africans, why is the wire transfer going to Washington? I'd like to fund a charity that's actually in Africa. That bitch, her face fell off. Her face fell off.
You know what to do.
To your point, do you remember during the LA fires that all the fucking water pipes were dry because one of these NGO bullshit groups had made it impossible to bring the water down from I don't know where because moving the water.
You're a fishist. You're racist against fish. We have to save the smelt.
Motherfucker, what?
Yeah, we have to save the smelt. That's why we're going to keep the reservoir dry.
You're a fascist and a fishist.
And you're a fascist and a fishist.
Motherfuckers. If we had next-gen nuclear, what he's doing, co-generating fucking electricity and fresh water with the waste heat, it's like can't melt down, lead-cooled, fucking awesome. Like Westinghouse's lead-cooled integrated fast reactor is like shit out of fucking Star Trek. We just started opening up lines to reprocess all the fucking waste we have in our country, thanks to Carter's stupid once through fucking fuel cycle bullshit. right? We're going to turn on all into MOX fuel. You can store it for 100 years, burn it all up into nothing. You start with 13 tons as your initial reactor load. When it's done going through multiple fuel cycles and you run it through an ADS fucking post fuel cycle transmutates, like uses electron
Wait a minute,
beam
wait a
and
minute,
stuff,
wait a minute, wait a
you
minute.
come up with something the size of a coffee can.
Carter
it's
did
done-
what?
Yeah, Carter's the reason he signed us in on the open fuel cycle bullshit. He said, well, we can't tell other people not to reprocess if we're reprocessing. Yeah, we can.
What the hell? Yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
we can. Well, that seems hypocritical. No, it's not. No.
I don't care if it's hypocritical.
You-
I'm not
you
here to
know-
look
well,
good.
I mean, yeah, right. So
I'm here
first,
to
if
win.
power drives the world system. I'm saying on top, it's not hypocritical. Well, why is that? Well, I'll tell you why there, Jimmy. Because there's a big fucking difference between, say, America or a Western representative republic, which is a responsible government and beholden to its people, having access to dual purpose technology like nuclear power, and the fucking Mullah regime, dickhead. Those are
Big difference.
entirely two different things. A handgun in the hands of a law enforcement officer and is not the same as the same handgun in the hands of a rapist. You motherfucker. And what he
Now-
did, hold on, with that one sweep of his pen, bro, he increased the volume and the radiotoxicity of the waste in this country a fucking 1,000-fold, bro. 1,000-fold, bro. We have 90,000 tons of civilian originated high level radioactive waste. We have over 200,000 to 300,000 tons of defense related high radioactive waste. That can all be turned into fuel. And
So
I'm-
how much fuel do we have?
we don't, bro. If we fucking turn that into MOX fuel, we have you built reactors for the entirety, like you switched us all over to next gen nuclear, like we went beyond France, right? You'd have enough fuel for America for like the next 100 fucking years. You wouldn't even have
Okay.
to dig shit out of the ground.
Now,
What-
I want to highlight a
what are
point
we
that you
doing?
brought up. Jimmy knew. Like, there's a reason that, like, right now, Jeff is saying, oh, Jimmy Carter did this thing in nuclear, and he's saying that it's not the same thing for us to do it than for the mullahs to do it. Chat, you might not know that the Shah had some nuclear power,
Yeah, the Bashir
technology.
plan under the Shah was a legit civilian program. That's not the same
Yes.
as the mullahs, bro. I don't have a problem with Iranian people having access to nuclear power, bro. I have a fucking big problem with the mullah regime having access to nuclear power. Those are not the same actor.
I understand. I understand. But my point is that the level of stupidity here is that not only did he allow a mullah, an Islamic extremist, to control a country that we just gave nuclear to, he tied our hands so that we could be just like them. That's the level of stupidity. That's something you just
Jimmy, are you
outlined that
sure
it
you're
might
not
go.
getting paid by these motherfuckers?
No, I think he basically sabotaged. I think Jimmy Carter was sabotaged, straight up sabotage. But like you got to understand this. Sometimes you speak these things fast and you say it in a way that it makes sense to you, but the layman people, they're not going to get what you're saying. So I'm just going to lay it out. Jimmy Carter made it so we can't recycle our nuclear waste into more nuclear energy, which is just fucking smart. Recycle nuclear waste into nuclear energy. Duh. And then Jimmy Carter, because he allowed the Islamic regime to take over Iran, which has nuclear, said, well, if we're going to tell them not to recycle, then we can't recycle. That's how
If the
stupid.
mullah regime was like, oh, that is not you are a straight shooter, they will just not fucking pursue.
Yeah, like they're gonna stop their plans for the next 47 years. The Mossad, the USA, the French, the Italians, Interpol has had to stop all the times that they did try to recycle, enrich, and do all this shit that they always kept doing. It's like, so we're gonna limit ourselves to be honorable in the name of people that aren't gonna be honorable? That's just retarded. We have some We have some
He had a
super
lot
chats
of
here that I want to read
He had a
out.
lot of leftists
We-
in his cabinet.
We
There
have
was,
a
hold on, there was a
gifted.
couple in his cabinet that legit didn't want. They said you need to back up the Shah. They were totally overridden by these pro-Soviet left-wing fuckers. All these plants. It was fucked up. I'm gonna put that on school. You could. It's all cited, dude. You'll shit egg rolls, bro. You won't fucking believe it.
You know what? I think you're probably right. I think in that era there was a penchant for wanting to normalize relations, which was retarded. The Soviets were about to fall anyway, right? Weren't they like 5 years, 10
Plus,
years
they
for
were
falling apart?
aggressive as shit anyway. It wasn't like they were looking for like, well, that's detente.
No, they were a little
You
far.
know,
They were a little
they
far.
cheated on every fucking treaty they ever signed, bro. Cheated on every one of them.
When did the Soviets fall? 89 was it? 84?
That was the Berlin Wall, 90
Yeah.
/ 91 ish.
Okay.
Depending on what you call fall and when you have beginning and end.
Well, I think it wasn't it Gorbachev or one of them that kind of like, went like, yeah, we're not gonna like, we're gonna calm the fuck down. Anyway, I have a gifted sub from Kevin Shaw. I want to thank you very much. I realized you did this a while ago. I want to make sure I get it out there. I'm sorry I missed it earlier. I should be more brutal, not less. Once there is sufficient deterrence, obstruction dies down. This is absolutely right. Super chat from Graham Finlayson. Appreciate you. I'm sorry I did not read this before. My apologies. And yeah, Jimmy, let me see. Jimmy Carter was one of the 3 founding members of the Trilateral Commission. Rockefeller and Zibig were the other 2. Later, Zibig became Carter's Secretary of State. I don't, I'm not sure about any of this, but probably. Like, Sassy usually has good information. So I'm like, yeah, I buy it. So let's get back to this deal. This is an important deal. Like you said, with recycling and this new technology, we got energy for hundreds of years.
People, but we have brilliant nuclear people on our staff. In the past, it often took 6 years or more to approve a reactor design. If they were ever approved at all, most of them didn't get approved, and maybe rightfully so. But now America is building again, America is dreaming again, and we're leading the world and pioneering the next generation of nuclear power. There's nobody even close. We've taken a lead over the last 2 years that has been, I hope, insurmountable. We'll see. But let me ask Director of the Office of Science and Technology Policy, Michael Kratsios, who's been absolutely fantastic.
Okay, so that's a deal that happened. This is okay, you know what? We were talking about this, weren't we not? Were we not talking about this? Oh, this is right up my alley.
With this.
This is right up my alley. You know where we're going with this.
With this. So you have criticized windmills for quite a long time. They're very ugly. They tend to use more energy than they actually produce.
That's true.
A lot of people
You've done your homework.
A lot of people in Middle America, they are just so tired of seeing them continue to go up on farmland and stuff like that. Is there any way to? Is our federal government still funding in any way putting these up?
We have. I can speak for Doug, and then I'm going to let Doug speak because he knows
And is
the subject.
nuclear
I do
better?
know that subject well. We have not approved anything having to do with windmills. They are horrible. They are unsightly. They ruin housing values of people. If you're looking at a windmill or hearing a windmill because they're noisy, they kill all the birds. They kill all the eagles. You shoot an eagle, you go to jail for 2 years. If you kill an eagle with a windmill, you don't go to jail, and they have hundreds of them laying on the ground. It's terrible. And they're very expensive energy. And they're all made in China, but China has very few windmills. They're made in China, but China doesn't use them for the most part. China actually uses coal.
Exactly. All this carbon bullshit, it's fucking China doing it. It's not us. I'm sick of windmills. I'm sick of especially these horizontal windmills. I like the vertical ones. The vertical ones, for some uses, it's good. like, you know, for from private use, some backup. You can use it as backup, you know, but giant windmills everywhere like that. No. I
Stupid.
don't like it. I want to
Super
say
stupid.
something right now. Don Quixote was fucking right. Don Quixote was right. Fuck these women.
Tilted-
Fuck
tilted
these
at the witness.
fucking. Oh my god! You know, I did an AR picture. I don't know where I have it. I probably have it here somewhere. I did an AR picture of, you know, like Donald Trump dressed in the fucking armor, you know, with the burning windmill behind him, you know, and I put it on like Don Quixote was always right. The Don is gonna, you know, bring it back. Fuck windmills. I'm with Don Quixote on this. Maybe at that time they were okay, but not anymore. God damn it.
The first new privately funded.
Okay, I thought this was kind of like I kind of feel for this guy.
Ago, the White House posted a short clip of a video saying something's happening tonight, and in the background you could hear helicopters. Hacer y no pasó nada. Yo me pasé la noche entera desvelado. Yo dije, hoy es el día que se cae el comunismo.
He said, I spent all night up. I saw tonight is the night that we're ending communism.
Hoy es el día que esta gente se va a meter en la isla y va
This is the day that people are going to come into the island.
a tumbar todo esto, hacer. Y no pasó nada, mi hermano.
And nothing happened.
Que llevo un mes que no duermo.
I haven't slept in a month.
Estoy a base de café, de Red Bull, de Monster, de
I'm living off Red Bull coffee and Monsters.
toda esa vaina porque no puedo dormir, hacer. ¿Hasta cuándo va a ser esto, mijito?
I can't sleep until when? Is this going to go on?
Acaba de mandar ya los helicópteros y
Stand the damn helicopter.
llévate a Raúl Castro y
Take Raúl
llévate
Castro.
a Díaz Canel y
Take Díaz Canelo.
Diosdado y a todo el mundo que tenga que llevarte a hacer. Pero
Take everybody you got to take.
acaba de meterte en la isla, mi hermano.
Acaba de meterte en la isla. Get into the island.
Ago, the
Cubans are like, they can't stand these people. This may be a
Yeah,
Cuban
because they
American.
fucking fled that shit.
Yes. He may be a Cuban American, but you know, when I looked at the area behind him, I'm like, well, this looks like this could be Florida. But I get it. Like, there's a lot of Cubans like that are raised in the States, or they come from over there, and they're like, they can't take that shit anymore. They
Dude,
want it. They
Cubans are
can't
like
wait.
militantly anti-left. I fucking love them. My favorite scene in Scarface, you're like, oh, the stupid asses that love like Tony Montana because he's a drug dealer. That's not why I loved him. I loved him because he hated communism. And the best
He
scene
did.
stabbed that fucker Ravenga in Freedom Town. That fucking scene is awesome.
Check this out. In a huge win, the Board of Immigration Appeals just ruled that even legal migrants can be deported if they are caught illegally voting and are non-citizens. Send them all back. DHS General Counsel, even for aliens here legally, illegal voting makes you deportable. We will continue to prioritize deportation proceedings against those who illegally vote in American elections. Yes, and thank you. This I haven't read. Oh my God, I don't know if I can do it. The European Union is at it again, as usual, taking direct aim at great American companies. After having fined Apple for no reason at all, $15 billion, Meta, $3 billion, Amazon, $2.5 billion, and many others, we have just been informed that Google, a truly advanced and amazing group, has been fined yet another $1 billion without explanation. This brings the Google total over to $18 billion. This illegal, highly discriminatory practice started at these high levels during the first year of Sleepy Joe Biden's administration, but it's not going to continue during the Trump administration. The United States of America is not a piggy bank for Europe, nor will we allow it to be. Please let this truth serve to represent that we will immediately initiate a 301 investigation into the practice of robbing American companies and, in turn, American taxpayers. The European Union will pay a very big price for this illegal and highly unethical conduct, which I have consistently warned them about. The penalty will be entirely reversed, and we anticipate a substantial tariff to be placed on them at the earliest possible moment. Stay tuned. brother. Like, I'm not like, you gotta understand.
I
I'm
fucking
not like a
love
super fan of these companies, but I hate the European Union. You understand what I'm saying here? I hate the European Union.
it would be good if it wasn't polluted by all that neo-Marxist shit.
Oh
That's
yeah, of
the
course.
thing. Those fuckers, like the end of the Soviet era of the Cold War was like somebody stepping on a scorpion in the desert. You squashed the scorpion, dead, right? That's the Soviet Union. It's dead. Soviet Union stuck you though and injected all this venom into you. Now you're limping off to die. The fucking, in this case, the venom is all these left-wing freaks, right? I mean, these are people that like sat there and that were like dragging their feet, naming the IRGC as a fucking terrorist organization. This is Starmer. This is all the friggin' limousine socialist assholes. This is fucking Greta Suckberg and all the doom goblin fuckers. I mean, this is every one of those morons. That's where those people came from, dude.
Okay, but like the European Union is an unelected body, right?
No,
like these people
look, I
don't
get
go
that.
through
You're
election.
saying structurally. I'm saying the
Structurally,
idea of a unified Europe is not a bad idea if they weren't fucked up. If they didn't have all, like, dude, Central and Eastern Europe are like some of our best allies, bro. Hell,
Okay.
Ukraine sent us help in the Gulf, and they're not even in NATO. I mean, that's
Let
not
me
the
paint you a
thing.
picture.
Yeah.
Let me paint you a picture. You get the U.S. Constitution, right? You take a copy of it, but instead of Florida, Alaska, instead of those states, it's just the European countries, and they all have to stand by that federal law. Wouldn't that be better?
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm not against having a pro-Western unified Europe. I just don't want it. It's the simple fact is again, all that leftist poison that was fucking injected into them via Soviet active measures, now amplified by our enemies.
Well, I think part of it is because of
Again,
the leftists love their boards, and they actually look down on the common man or the middle,
100%.
middle upper class. They call them the bourgeoisie, they whatever.
100%.
And because they're elitist, they don't allow the kind of structure that comes from an American Constitution. If they had something like that, well, you'd be able to fire all these fuckers. You'd be able to not vote them in as president.
Bro, read
but they
Heidi
don't even get a
Mack.
vote.
She talks about how the Soviet active measures did just that. That's exactly the candy coating that they put on that poison pill.
On that euro?
Well, I'm saying on the fucking neo-Marxist propaganda they were serving, right? Well, really, they're upper middle class university kid who wants to make the world a better place. You should be in charge. Yeah, you're better than everybody else. All you just have to do is push all this Marxist crap because that's allegedly morally superior. And if you push for it, well, then you're morally superior. You're better than everybody else, see?
You're watching out for the little guy, and you're the only
Ain't
voice they
watching out.
have.
Shit.
If they speak against you, they just don't understand better. They don't know better. Well, that's my problem with the EU. The EU is a bunch of unelected douchebag. It's been created as an unelected douchebag institution, and that's why it goes against America. That's why it goes against personal freedoms. That's why since its inception, I can almost bet, and I don't know. This is gut. My gut says that since the European Union was created and the euro started, that personal rights have gone down massively, that the right to self-defense has gone down massively, that gun rights are being eliminated everywhere they
100%.
were. And like even the right to own a knife or a right to like punch someone that comes into your home has gone down massively. I think that the second that this went into power, all they have done is lessen individual rights across the board. And if you don't do it, then the other countries sanction you and tariff you, and they put fines on you. They did this shit to Poland. You remember they said Poland, oh, we're going to fine Poland if Poland doesn't let the migrants. They just fucking fine us. We don't give a shit.
Yeah,
that's what Poland
like,
said.
You don't get it. We've been fucked over for like the entire last century. We had Nazis, we had Soviets. We don't give a flying hobo dick cheese pierogi fuck at all with kielbasa that you're going to send us a strongly worded letter. You know what's fucking ironic about that, Sassafras? Antifa actually was created in fucking Germany by the German Communist Party. Anti-Fascist Action, 1932 by the KPD. in no insignificant manner getting some direct influence from Soviet intelligence. Fucking unbelievable, right?
Look, they say it started as a free trade agreement, then they removed the free, they removed the trade. It became a tax organization, and they started policing reporting over equity and inclusion, so you can't report where your rapist is from, and it just got terrible and more terrible and more terrible
How
and more
racist
terrible.
of you? How unaccommodating of you, Sketch?
Look at what they're feeding.
That's how fucked up that is. You're not wrong.
Did you know that this about the kids? The kids like to watch Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel, viral kids content guru, has been revealed to be funding Abdul El Sayed's campaign. Parents should know what the kids are indoctrinated to. This bitch is indoctrinating kids in America about the genocide in Gaza. You know what our audience is? Like, I don't know, 5 to 15, 5 to 12, because I don't even reach 10 maybe. Like kids. This is for kids. Okay, what about this? Venezuela just withdrew from the International Criminal Court.
Look at
That's
how
a
they
good
got
idea.
Rubio. I fucking love Rubio, man. He's my
You
all.
see that shit? It's
I
fucking
fucking love
badass. Venezuela's
He's
turning base.
brilliant.
They just
Rubio-
told the globalists to
Rubio's
screw off.
brilliant.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Delcy doesn't want to face the International Criminal Court.
That's the
ironic.
thing, though, right? Did you hear what he said though? It was almost exactly what I had said on your show.
Yeah.
The idea of having an international criminal court, international law, it's not a bad idea. The simple fact is that this institution is a fucking joke. It has some of the worst human rights violators on it. What the fuck? This isn't real. This is like an international kangaroo court.
An international kangaroo court by people that have no power to enforce, using their
Oh no, they enforce their dictates in their own country, bro. At the violation of the very principles they claim to be upholding in the ICC.
But how many people in the ICC signatory? How many signatories of the ICC has the ICC ever found guilty? I bet it's not a lot.
I know the point you're making. I mean, I wasn't saying your point wasn't wrong. I'm just adding.
No,
to it, right?
I don't know. I'm guessing. This is a gut feeling. I have no
You
idea.
should watch Senator Secretary of State Rubio just shit all over them. I think it might have been yesterday. It was fucking delicious. I mean, that was literally, I almost got I had to check myself for diabetes. It was so delicious. I mean, it was
sweet.
fucking awesome. Yeah, it was sweet.
Oh, sweet. Well, I'm doing what Asmongold does. You know, he says, look, I don't know. I'm just having a gut check. And my gut tells me that the ICC rarely finds anyone that signed the ICC guilty. I bet they're always searching to outsource their outrage. Here's another one. How about this? In a bombshell poll just dropped, 83% of Americans demand photo ID. 83, that's overall. Photo ID for voters. U.S. Senate has a full mandate to pass the Save America Act, put it on the floor tonight, work this weekend, cancel recess until the country-saving bill is on President Trump's desk. This is a very...
Don't want voter ID are crooks, dude.
Absolutely.
Crooks an enemy. That's
News
it.
poll indicates overwhelming support for voter identification requirements. 83% favored the photo ID mandate for registering to vote. 77% supported for actually voting. Republicans in California's news poll.
Absolutely. Look at this is Andrew Tate's girlfriend.
That's the reasoning behind why some girls don't like it, because they're scared they're gonna die. I've actually seen some guys accidentally, how funny is that? Accidentally kill their girlfriends during the sex because they were choking them that hard.
I mean, it happens to some guys when a fat bitch is riding them, though. I mean, to be fair.
Okay, but this is like one of Tate's
that was fucked up.
I know. Like I actually saw that news report. Like that's a real thing. It's a funny thing, but it's a real thing. Like, the chubby chasers got to watch out.
That somebody dies. I don't want somebody dying in coitus. That's
No,
fucked up.
that's a bad way to go. But like I'm saying that and okay, so he
Unless
says
you're
in
a
a-
mullah or a durka and it happens to be that you died during your time raping a goat. In which
Yes.
case, then that's good for us and the goat because it doesn't have to continue to suffer that.
Yes. But like this is his like what you call a bottom bitch. Like she controls the other girls, and in a video she says, "Oh, she's 21. She's been with me for 6 years." Well, that means she was 15 when she started. Funny. Oh, remember this douchebag, Jack Smith?
Lied to Congress. Smith may be one step closer to being federally prosecuted. House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan issuing a criminal referral for Smith, arguing
I think
that
this
the
one's
former
AI,
prosecutor
but
lied
that does
to
look like
Congress
him.
when he testified that he did not gain access to lawmakers' private texts during his investigation into President Trump. The documents released last week indicate the Smith's team read the messages of more than 40 members of Congress and White House staff. Smith has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. We'll talk to Smith.
I wonder if any of the stuff he read could have led to, information that shouldn't have been going out there about Butler, Pennsylvania. Like, there's a lot of stuff like that.
Weaponized incompetence. That's why
Weaponized incompetence.
That's why
Absolutely.
Senator Rubio pushed to investigate it.
Yeah, I went over this yesterday when they accused him of being far right, and he says, like, okay,
crushed it,
so secure
crushed it.
borders, safe cities, and sensible spending. Are you going to tell me that if Saudi Arabia says we want secure borders, safe cities, and sensible spending, you're going to say that Saudi Arabia is far right? If Egypt says that, are you going to say they're
Dude,
far
the House
right?
of Saud just hammered the Houthis, by the way. Did you see that shit? was happy
I
about
believe
that.
so. I didn't see the report, but I would believe it because they hate the Houthis. They hate them so much, and they're getting a lot of flack for being kind of incompetent. So they're kind of like pressured to do something that actually works.
I think it was either Bahrain or UAE jumped into and hammered the mullahs.
Oh, they're sick of that shit. They're sick of them.
I can't wait till we do the mass bone. Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Here's
It's gonna be
Nico,
so
who likes
delicious.
to yell Allahu Akbar, and he says that the West is degenerate, and because of the West is they're all into their gay sex cults, and Jeffrey Epstein, blah blah blah. He turned to fucking a jihadist now, and he's all yelling that we're gonna take over New York, and New York is gonna be ruled by Sharia law. But this is him, a little while back. So I don't care who's gay, but hey, you're kind of a hypocrite. He talks a lot of shit about
I'll take
ass
Blair
people.
White over that dude any day.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Blair White has a better soul. Like, she doesn't want to like put you hot on the people.
Smoking hot too.
I don't care who's gay. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
don't
she's
put in
awesome,
a law
dude.
to kill
Fucking
gays
awesome
if you're
person.
gay.
Fucking love Blair White.
Though, if you're straight or gay, you shouldn't think that it's okay to pass a law to kill gays. That's like
Yeah, I mean that's simple. That's real simple shit.
real simple shit. But this guy is being a hypocrite because if Sharia law were passed and a group of jihadists surrounded him in in that place in Texas? Oh my God. Or in Minnesota or something like that. And they stoned him or they beat the shit out of him and the police did nothing because they're all holding this picture. What the fuck is he going to say? He doesn't understand. He's being like a chicken for KFC.
They don't care, bro. Like these people, like that conditioning. Think about it, man. What is it that fucking you watched Yuri Bezmenov? You've seen what he said, right? And it's not like I went to John Birch on that shit, right? He was like one of the main guys who was involved.
What does it mean to go to John Birch?
Well, so John Birch is like they were definitely anti-communist. They were also in many ways fucking bananas, like bananas. They were like legit thought that fluoridation was like a commie plot. And like, they actually said that Former Republican President General Eisenhower was a crypto commie. Motherfucker, President Eisenhower actively investigated preventatively nuking the Soviet Union. I mean, that's about as anti-commie as you get. You know, like, so the late William F. Buckley, when he actually...
Like the worst of QAnon, but in an earlier era?
Yeah, like William F. Buckley, right? Super cool dude. Another sweet kid. I had the honor to go to school with. His name's Brendan DeVos.
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he created Firing Line. He's like the father of modern conservative thought in many ways. World War II vet, infantryman, right? He was amazing. And he hated, like, he hammered Ron Paul, Gore Vidal. In any case, so like the late William F. Buckley Jr., he did one like 8-month stint in fucking, you know, the John Birch Society. Because like initially he thought, so, okay, they're anti-communist, you know, so is he. He said they were the most craziest people he'd ever met. So what's my point? Yuri Bezmenov, not John Birch, openly said the goal of Soviet active measures is to so condition people to the point where, you know, no matter how much evidence you show them, they will never not support a left-wing position. And you ask yourself, now think about what he said. This is a guy who was the head of that shit.
Yeah.
Right, bro? You just sat there and said, I don't understand. This guy's like fucking gay and he's pushing for an ideology that would kill him. Right, because he's been so conditioned that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's how deeply fucking damaged these people are. These motherfucking advocacy professors that masquerade as educators. So fuck these people up. They're like KFC chickens voting for KFC, bro.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, and I'm sure it applies in a lot of cases. With this specific case, I think it's more malicious than indoctrination, because he says he's MAGA. He says he's America first. So he's like woke right, and then he went full. He's like anti-Jewish, right? But he used to be. He's like a 25%, not 15% Jewish, Ashkenazi, and then he discovered it's crazy order of events. But hear me out. At first, that picture was rolling around. Then he starts hanging out with Aiden Ross and talking about how he's part Ashkenazi Jew. Then he says cuties and says that's perfectly normal. There's societies where people marry at an earlier age. Then he converts to Islam and starts supporting Muhammad and everything he did. So there's like a chain of events there.
Let me forget that movie, motherfucker.
But you got to understand the order of events here, right? And then he says, because people are starting to remember, why were you so on this Cuties movie? Then he goes, no, you know what? What's going on is that we're not having our American values, and we need to be America first, and we need to get rid of these Jews. So, you know, I'm going to convert to Islam. And he goes over to the fucking Saudi Arabia, talk to some Islamist folk, goes to fucking UK to talk to some Islamist folks, and is defending pedophilia in the Quran. So it was a big shift after Cuties that led him straight to Muhammad. So you understand, like, some of this is political, but to people who only know him after a certain point and don't know the trajectory, they're thinking this is so strange. Like I'm laying it out for the chat now because the chat might not know this history.
I'm glad you said it, because I didn't know. I went to what the general model is, right? I mean, you know,
people who know. Did you ever see that cartoon guy Nux Taku? He's kind of like in my situation, my inspiration. Like he's like, yeah, I want to be in this shit, but like I'm kind of closer to your position in that. Look, I'm ex-military, I'm disabled, and I can't afford to have a whole bunch of people suing me or doing a whole bunch of shit to me. So I'm just gonna like try to do it this way. If it happens, it happens. But as far as I can, I'm gonna try to guard myself against that shit. So that guy Nux Taku, he made whole like videos about him where they go through all his posts, all the videos where he says with his own mouth all this shit. And that's how I know the trajectory of Sneako. Like by his own mouth, by Sneako's own mouth, and Sneako's own videos and pictures, I know his
I even heard of this guy.
He's like a Hassan Piker type, like on those guys, the retarded woke right, the guys that even Nick Fuentes says these guys are retarded. I can't fucking do this. These guys are too much.
Nick Fuentes said this guy's too much.
Nick Fuentes says this guy's retarded. Like, I'll show you something here. Let me look for this is a guy who challenged him to a debate. Challenged Nick Fuentes. This is the guy who challenged Nick Fuentes.
Control, the Jews in control, they control the money. So who will control the money? You compare yourself to the chosen people. You don't see their blessing by God. It's good for you that they run the country and they run the world and they run economy. The whole world came to destroy the Jews. All the empires, all of them are gone, and the Jews remain always in power. It's unheard of. According to the laws of nature, the Jews should have died already in the first year after they got the Torah, when Amalek already came. They had no army, no weapon. They're in the middle of the desert with their children, and all of a sudden they are being attacked one day after the other. Back then already it was a huge miracle to survive. 3,300 years of pogroms and Holocaust and all kinds of wars and empire coming to Jerusalem to burn us alive. All those empires disappeared, and we are above everybody, always in power, always we are the head of the world.
Wait till you see
Imagine
next
the
response.
world without us. The world would be 1,000 years more primitive. All the inventions in the world almost all come from Jews, mainly Israelis. Medicine, doctors, surgeons, biggest judges in America, all kinds of designers, architects, artists, musicians, big rabbis, philosophers. Try to imagine the world without the Jews. And the Jews are 0.25% from the population. And the Goyim gets angry. The Jews in control, the Jews in control, they control the money. So who will control the money? You? You compare yourself to the chosen people. You don't see the blessing by God.
I love this
It's
guy.
good for you that they run the country and they run the
love this
world
guy.
and they run economy. I want to remind you that the United States was on a point of bankruptcy in 2008. Everything here was about to destroy it. And who saved this country? Ben Shalom Bernanke.
Now, I had to explain this to my chat because they're like, wait a minute, that guy made the bailouts. I'm like, motherfuckers,
So-
you don't understand. We
The
needed
difference-
the fucking bailouts because fucking Clinton broke Glass-Steagall, and then with all these fucking credit default swaps and us giving money to people who didn't deserve it, if he didn't done that shit, we would be broken. You understand what I'm saying?
So like, yeah, I did like a comparative assessment. This is between TARP and Obama's Porculus package. And so like a lot of left were like in the like 2008-9 were like, oh my God, well, you know, President Trump sat there and did TARP. Yeah, dude, we got like, so TARP was like 789 billion ish. Don't hold me to that. I might be off a little. We got all but like 40 billion back in like a couple of months, and it stopped the recession from becoming a fucking depression.
Well, what was the? Well, that was because the banks being greedy.
Sort of. I mean, you had the Community Reinvestment Act of 1977 and Section 808 of that fucked up bill. Not the idea of trying to help people own a home. That's a very good idea. Just how the bill was fucking written, right? Very much proto-DEI horseshit that said in Section 808, if you're a bank, you will give a loan to minorities or single moms, regardless of their credit score, by the way, or their earning power, or you're going to go, you're going to be fined. And so this fucked up public policy created the environment for predatory trade practices by banks to sit there and loan fucking shit to people, like $450,000 mortgages to people make 20 grand a year, right? And so like, yeah, you had a fixed, it was like fixed APR or some shit for 5 years. That's great until the fucking, that fixed rate goes up, and then like the inflation goes up and your fucking mortgage payment goes up, then you're fucked. And everybody was holding all this toxic shit, right? They made a lot of movies about it. Like they bundled those fucking mortgage.
But the one you're talking about is Ginnie Mae, right?
Commodities, right? The mortgage-backed commodities. Oh, that's another one. W actually fucking warned. He went on in the congressional floor and fucking warned about the extreme overexposure of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and it was a radical left wing, like American of African descent, Afro supremacist bitch in Congress. I feel like Boxer or some shit. She's like, Mr. President, there's nothing wrong with Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. Let me take a look at who gets the most from these fuckers. Oh, she's one of them. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Like W was trying to head off that fucking disaster. He like warned about it. And what the reason I said what I said regarding her, she very much was like, oh, it's because W is racist. He hates black people. No, bitch. No. He isn't about, he's not saying you can't help people. He's saying the way this is structured, we're overexposed and it's going to fucking bite us in the ass. And they were like, yeah, no, you're a racist there, W. Fuck you. What happened? Exactly what W said. Exactly what W said.
But before that was Jeannie Mae back in the 70s. They were doing kind of the proto Freddie Mae and Freddie Mac. Like they already been through this bullshit.
Right?
You already been through
the
that.
Community Investment Act of 1977. It was Clinton who expanded that subsection.
That's when he removed the limits on Glass-Steagall and let people bet on take this, which was already fucked up, took off Glass-Steagall. So now you could take this shit that the bank doesn't have any risk. It's no longer like your risk assessment is, don't worry, the government is going to back it up. And then you could bet that on Wall Street and do like, that's where those credit default swap is. I have this package of mortgages and I packaged it just so it looks like most of them will pay.
Bigger tranches, yep.
Like you get a folder and you put 20, 30, 100 of them in and it looks like most of them will pay, but actually that's just a bad assessment because you gave these people who didn't qualify and probably lied, right, a home. And if that ever collapses, then this thing that looks like a AAA is actually an F. Like you can't rate this the way you're
Everybody's
rating it.
holding toxic shit. And nobody wants to trade or buy anything.
Exactly. So the guy, the genius who said, okay, we're going to work out a way to make the economy fall apart because of all the shit that these Democrats did, was Ben Bernanke.
He was the chairman of the Fed, the Federal Reserve. He was a religious Jew, Shomer Shabbat, even though in public he didn't show his yarmulke, but he would walk to synagogue on Shabbat. And he made some brilliant moves with the interest, bringing it down, bailing out banks, forcing the big banks to buy the small banks before the country will become a complete anarchy and chaos. People will kill each other here on the street. United States will become worse than Russia after USSR collapsed. And he
if the dollar collapses, the whole world is fucked.
Saved this country, but they have zero gratitude. A religious Jew with his brilliance, this economist, Bernanke, Google it. You don't have to believe me. See the moves he made. You should teach it in schools. The country was on a point of all the banks will go bankrupt. You don't know what happened. I was in Wachovia Bank. It was a powerful bank. They went bankrupt. He forced Wells Fargo to buy them. He forced Chase to buy many banks. If not, you know how much money people would lose?
Only you didn't.
And
No,
the
you didn't want that.
FDIC was up to, I think, 50,000 per account. That's it.
Well, the FDIC did go up to 250. I think it might have been after all this, but like the CDIC, oh wait, that insurance, the FDIC, I think it is, yeah. So like, yeah, you got insurance on your account, but if you got more than that, you're fucked because that's as far as the insurance goes.
People had millions in their account, life-saving. All of that will be wiped out. Big mortgage companies collapsed. This country in 2008 was in a disaster. And who saved the country? One brilliant religious Jew. Anybody appreciate it?
Nope.
No, nobody even speaks about it.
Now, I want you to see his reply because this is the guy who calls him out. This is the guy, I'm calling you out, Nick. Let's have a debate. Let's bring him over. Let's talk.
Me to a deal. I saw Rabbi Mizrahi challenge me to a debate. Increasingly, I'm not even interested only because I don't know what we debate about. You know, this Rabbi Mizrahi, he's this Orthodox Jew from Israel. He was on Matan
I just want to point out, he looks like he's wearing a yarmulke right now.
Evans, and he did a thing with Sneeko recently, and I saw he called me out on Adam Green. He said, I'd like to debate him. And I want to say, I don't even know what we're going to debate about anymore, man. I think I agree with you on everything now. I think Rabbi Mizrahi was right about literally everything. When Rabbi Mizrahi says that 6 billion Goyim need to be put to death and go to hell,
Like, okay, that's YouTube. This is a joke. He's kidding. Rabbi Mizrahi also kidding. Like, you know, these are jokes.
I'm like, I feel like that's the moderate position right now. That almost sounds like too moderate. You got anything else? Are there any Jews that are more extreme than that? Is that the best you got? Surely there's an Orthodox rabbi that's even more extreme, because I'm getting to the point, I'm just shooting right past that.
I see a yarmulke in his future. I think he is so sick of being surrounded by retards that he's just gonna flip. I still wouldn't trust him. I still don't like this guy. I don't trust him. I don't like
I don't
it.
want Ralph Wiggum in my boat, bro. Didn't you see that scene from The Simpsons?
And I
It's
told
like,
these
why the
people,
fuck are
because
we
some of
going
these
in
people
circles?
might
I'm
not
going
know.
backwards. Fuck this guy. I don't want him in my boat. Get him the fuck
I've been telling these people, this guy is gonna flip, and when he flips, don't buy it. Don't, like, hey, you know, good for you. Like, you don't have to attack him. You can attack him if you fucking feel like it. I'm not gonna stop you, but don't buy it, because this guy is just flipping with the wind.
A couple of years ago, I would have said, this is outrageous. I can't believe these Jews want to kill all the Goyim. They think we're all going to hell. Now I'm like, this guy's the moderate. Where's the real Jews? Where are the real Jews that want to put all the Goyim? The 6 billion's not enough. Rabbi Mizrahi wants to kill all the Goyim except the Muslims. I'm like, where's the rabbi that just wants to put them all?
Where's the one that wants to get the Muslims too? That's kind of the joke, like,
to death. Put them all to.
Dude,
but
this
he
guy's
would be
like a
one of the
junior
Goyim. That's why
version of
it's a
that
joke.
one guy was like, "You're gonna love my nuts." Remember that dude who's like, "Here's the slap chop." He looks like that guy's shitty son.
Yeah, could be. I think I know what you're talking about. Kind of like moves like him, right?
To death. Send them all to hell. Where's that guy? I'll debate Rabbi Mizrahi from the right. I'm going to say this. What is this guy? Some kind of liberal reform Jew? This is a Jew in name only. All the real Jews know that all Goyim need to die. That's where I'm at.
That's how pissed he is at the stupidity of most anti-Semites. He's like, I can't grift here. These people are too stupid and too broke. How am I gonna grift off these stupid anti-Semites? Who's on my team? I hate this team.
Where I'm at lately.
I don't want him in my boat, man.
It comes full circle like
this is like a warning, and I think it's funny. I think it's hilarious.
that, isn't it? That's how it always seems to go. So anyway, nah, that's a joke. I didn't mean that. I'm
See, YouTube,
obviously
that's a
kidding.
joke.
That's totally a joke, and I don't feel that way at all. No, I don't know. That would be an interesting discussion, but like I said, my heart just wouldn't be in it. I'm going to represent the Goyim, and I'm going to say what? No, don't kill us all. Don't kill all the Goyim. No, don't kill all the Goyim. They deserve to live. They're not animals. They're human beings too. I mean, we're human beings too. My heart just wouldn't be in it. I can't defend a position that I don't really believe in. People are going to say, Nick, what happened to Nick the Knife? What happened? Used to be so hardcore. I'm going to say, guys, my heart just wasn't in that one. I don't believe that anymore. I don't believe that anymore. They were right. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm kidding. I'm on the side of the human beings that are definitely ensouled. They definitely have souls and dignity and endowed with human rights. People like Dan Bilzerian and Jake Shields. People like Ian Carroll and Candace Owens. I'm standing up for their dignity as human beings, their fundamental dignity and equality as human beings.
You could tell he can't fucking stand any of them. He doesn't. He's like basically saying, Candace Owens, Ian Carroll, Jake Shields, and what was the other one? Dan Bilzerian don't have a fucking soul. These people are morons. He's gone off on them as, all as morons. Now, he used to be the high IQ top anti-Semite, and he had all the anti-Semite money.
IQ, bro.
Well, for an anti-Semite, this is the low bar. I mean, this is a very low bar, but he was getting that grift.
Carl.
That grift went to a bunch of morons like Candace Owens because she was more presentable and she could sell that endless soap opera to women. So she started getting a lot of funding, probably a lot of bots. But when you see something that a lot of people are watching, you start watching it because you think there's a lot of people watching it. So it becomes like
in those groups. We went to like, it was like a local. I'm not shitting on Turning Point, the organization as it was envisioned by Charlie Kirk. I'm just saying, much like the grifters you're talking about, she was the head of the local university chapter, and she was a complete dunce. They actually had this really cool American of Persian or Iranian descent, whose dad, if I remember correctly, was a general in the Shah's army. He's a comedian. And so she's sitting next to this guy, right? We're just going out for wings afterwards. I'm like, sure, like this one kid, his name's Luke. He, took me out there. He's a sweet kid. How's it going, Luke? And, I'm just listening to the bubble-headed shit this idiot she has this amazing opportunity, right? You're talking to a kid who's the son of a general in the Shah's army, correctly, who's like this amazing comedian. He uses his comedy to talk about really serious issues, particularly things like Mullah Occupy Iran. This is like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And you know what she talked to him about? None of that shit. She asked him his opinion on her life goal, I shit you not, of opening up a fucking taco truck.
Okay.
It's that bad. Right?
Okay, so this is the problem sometimes, and I'm not going to say it's women, but sometimes some people want to talk, some people listen. If I've had that guy, I would probably just shut up and
Dude, I was
listen.
having we were having was trying to have a cool conversation. We're talking about all kinds of cool shit. Bitch, that's the fucking thing you want to talk about? You have this amazing, it'd be like you sitting next to, Neil deGrasse Tyson and asking that question. Dude, you have like the chance to talk to this amazing astrophysicist, and that's the fucking topic you're talking about?
Well, I want to design some new sneakers, Mr. deGrasse Tyson. What do you think?
That's literally, it was that bad.
I want to start a t-shirt company. What do you think?
Dude, there was
that has nothing to do with that.
Dumb bitches, like they're dumb, right? They're so.
Look, that sounds self-absorbed.
Luke was dude, hold on, he was starving, bro. He started like just literally shitting on them, and they were so dumb he didn't even know they were fucking. He was fucking like insulting them, and I was like, Luke, come sit next to me. I know it's okay. Don't pick on them. He's like,
they don't know what they're doing.
I was drowning. I was like, I can see it. I can see it, buddy.
Okay.
So
my only mercy
reminds me of that. No, hold on. This guy reminds me what you said about him and like how he's grifting everybody. Reminded me of that part, like that specific experience. You know what's fucked is that Turning Point is a really important organization with a really important mission. Not the least of which was, at least as it was defined by one of Charlie Kirk's main lines of effort throughout his life, which is to liberate universities and education from being leftist only clubs. And this bitch fucking used it for like her own version of a
self-absorbed.
Yeah, it was horrible, bro.
Okay, so
that shit's everywhere.
The only grace I could give, this is Steel Manning. I was an idiot when I was in college too. I wasn't even there that long, but I was kind of an idiot. And this person, Taco Truck Gold, I'm not thinking they were super smart, because even in college, I had better goals than Taco Truck, especially that I would speak publicly about.
Dude, I don't have a problem with taco trucks. I'm just saying that's not where, I mean, that's a stupid thing to say That's like, it'd be like
That's something
somebody
you
coming
do.
up to
I
you
don't
and
know.
like if you had lost like your grandfather, right? And you're at a wake and he's like, "Hi, Sketch, I would like to talk to you. Which one of these sneakers from Nike do you think I should wear that goes with my club outfit?" Like, you would punch that person in the face. And the
Yeah.
reason you do that is because the manner of how they're so damn arrogantly self-absorbed that the way they're injecting that self-absorbed behavior is so dismissive to the readily observable nature. Read the room, motherfucker. Read
Yeah.
the room.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. The thing is, what I'm trying to get through is that this motherfucker has millions and millions of views on the right, and they're having a fucking civil war on the far right. These people aren't on the right, they're just anti-Jew. So I'm enjoying their self-destruction. I'm enjoying Ian Carroll's fall. I'm enjoying Candace Owens' fall. I'm enjoying Nick being so pissed that so many people who are on this anti-Jew bend are this fucking stupid. He thought, okay, I'm really smart, so I'm gonna trick some people, right, with this stupid shit. But he just underestimated how stupid anti-Semitism is, and he could not hold on to them and keep them all to themselves because they are so stupid that they would fall for almost any anti-Semitic conspiracy. So he lost.
So they went straight to plaid.
They went straight. Yeah, basically, yeah. This is a Spaceballs reference,
Spaceballs
right?
reference.
Yeah, they went straight to plaid, right? He's like, whoa. There's a way to do this that it doesn't sound that crazy. Like, no. We have time-traveling Anunnaki, ancient Persians that knew that Charlie Kirk was an X-Men with powers, so they traveled back in time to kill. Like, this is some Candace Owens shit. Like, that's how crazy she's going.
Oh man, there's boom booms all over Iran.
Yeah, we could get into that. Let's finish this video.
He said no boom booms. Dude, there's boom booms all over Iran.
No, no boom boom. Yeah, there was. I saw some reports. I think I have them starred. Yeah. No, I think I lost the star on that one. But let's finish this. Just so we can finish the subject.
I'm with them. I
can't
stand proudly among those people. And I stand up for their fundamental integrity as living creatures.
He hates them.
Definitely. I was right. You can't kill these people. That would be a grave sin. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm kidding. Just a little bit of, no, I'm just joking a little bit. Definitely just joking. Of course, those are human beings that deserve rights. And Rabbi Mizrahi is wrong. He is wrong to say that they, that if they vanish from the earth, the amount of souls would remain unchanged.
Like, he is so pissed that he thought he was doing some high IQ shit, but it just turns out that anti-Semites are so fucking stupid that they'll fall for anything. That's why he's really, really pissed. He's like, oh, I lost half my audience because, I think it's like
that's why he's pissed. He lost half.
That's why he's pissed. But he's not just pissed because of that. He thought he was smart because of what he was doing was a little. It's not as retarded as what other people was doing, and he's like, no,
the Jews
I've just convinced a fucking bunch of retards, and anyone can convince these bunch of retards to believe anything. So I might as well switch sides. These guys are all retarded. I won 3 times and I'm gonna do it again. Oh fucking shit. Okay, I gotta see this.
Now I'm gonna we don't deserve him. We really don't. I love this.
Thank you. I'm gonna do it. should be easy. I'm getting very good at running for president. No, I won 3 times, did very well the second time, by the way. It's a rigged election, but we don't have to talk about it. You know, it's interesting when you come back and you do a good job like we did, and you don't care about it so much, but we do have to tighten up these elections because they really are in serious. Now I'm going to do it again.
This is a correspondence dinner. This is a joke. People are really happy about this.
I love that because he just literally goes through like a bull in a Chinese shop by all of those fucking self-absorbed limousine socialist dicks.
This is another one of those retard anti-Semites on the right. This guy was allegedly on the right. This is that pimp guy, Andrew Tate. Vivian, age 21, 6 years with him. UK's age of consent 16, so she was too young. He flew her there to be one of her first, basically, cam girls. You understand what I'm saying? Put her in his business, made millions off her and other girls running sites. Like if you get 1,000 guys to pay $1,000 for some kind of private show or some special, like, and it's very possible to get that kind of money, right? And you do that every month, you make a lot of money. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what he did. That was his business.
And you think, yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Shabbat shalom. People are calling him Jewish already. To a lot of people, it's funny because when you get into this trench war fight, if it's all like or fighting, sometimes
yeah,
you gotta look at some shit and laugh. Look at this. Look at this. I was telling the truth. The Chester County, Pennsylvania non-juror list contains 65 pages of non-citizens that have been summoned for jury duty.
Dude, you got to.
I bet they're also registered to vote.
You say.
I am not a U.S. citizen. I am not a U.S. citizen. Oh, so you said when they called you for jury duty that you're not a citizen. So how are you registered to vote? 65 pages of this shit. This is why I harp on about our being disenfranchised. I don't know the demographics of Chester County, Pennsylvania, but I know they move a lot of these people into black neighborhoods and brown neighborhoods. I'm sure it also happens in white neighborhoods. Like, I'm not trying to leave you guys out. I'm sure you guys get disenfranchised too. But if you see how it went, that's how it went.
You should totally have people from Project Civic on your show. I can make that call easy, bro.
What you say? Run it by me again.
If you should totally have, because I know you're very big on voter integrity, and that's an extremely important topic.
Yes,
like extremely important. I could definitely just make. You should have people of Project Civica.
Yeah.
They're very much kind of like a descendant nephew of True the Vote. I could probably get people from True the Vote on your show. Those are people that have been in this fight for a while. Like, what the fight you're in is not a small thing, bro. It's like really important. And it's fucking like it needs people that want to take that fight on. Yeah, absolutely.
Look, my
you're doing God's work.
I think one of the things that is hurting us is that this is being seen, replacement from immigrants is being labeled and sold by both sides. Big mistake as a white issue. No one is talking about how illegal immigrants are replacing black people's votes. No one is talking about how illegal immigrants
black people
are replacing.
Do. Just
but they
don't listen to them, right?
I don't see it. Like, maybe there's one or two hosts on Fox that talk about it once in a while, but it's not being hammered home, right? What's being hammered home is like white people have a culture. Yes, I agree. I really like it. I think it's fantastic. But when we're talking about specifically voter integrity, you don't got to bring that into the conversation. You don't got to make this a white versus black issue. You got to make this that you know the Democrats have always been racist. What they have been doing is racist, and it's the Democrats that's fucking us. We don't have to defend ourselves from white people. We have to defend ourselves from Democrats. We're the ones getting disenfranchised. If this election is stolen, it's going to be stolen not in the white districts. It's going to be stolen in the places where the black people are, where the brown people are, because that's where it's easy for them to steal the votes. That's where you don't have to show the ID. This is where the plan
Dude, you
is
should
set.
totally talk to Reverend Al Robinson. Cool guy.
Is he like a Scott Pressler,
he's like
for
hardcore
black
right
people?
wing, like he very much is pro Donald.
Yeah, a person
He
that's
actually
after that
saved
vote
like
stuff.
187 people in Buffalo when you had the power outage, and like we had the cyclone bomb that was like freezing fuckers to death in their car driving, like shit, like literally like 2012 level crazy shit. It was fucked up, and like the people who had to change out their fucking gas electric, they all died. You should have him on your show because he talks about that shit.
Well,
yeah, I know. I posted the assessment, the bomb damage assessment in school about this. Delicious, right?
There's a lot of shit getting hit, and it makes me very happy.
Dude, Donald is not happy. If he goes with 5x5, they're all fucking dead in 120 hours. They're all dead.
Look at this comment. I owned the Miss America pageant, and Miss Venezuela always did very well at that pageant. So I know something about the country. Yeah, he's got a lot of hot bitches.
I love it because you know what? People are like, oh my god, oh sweet tuna.
People like this.
How
get very incensed.
Bro, he's doing it because he doesn't respect you, because your politeness is forced and performative, and he knows you're full of shit. That's why he's saying that. It took me a minute to understand that.
I don't understand what this is. Special Operations Force Rapid Acquisition Consortium for Emerging Requirements.
It means that you have, so US SOCOM has like an office that looks at revolutionary disruptive technologies to give them a competitive edge. Think like fully autonomous weaponized drone swarms, things like augmented bio and cognitive overmatch stuff you're going to learn in the lecture series you're going to have when you attend.
Okay, but is this internal or external, or both?
I mean, I'd have to look at it. I can just tell you from just what it says. I can tell you exactly what that is.
But this office, do they work USS Special Operations Command? Do they work inside the country or out? Like, I've never heard of this. Like,
so they just follow US SOCOM. You don't.
Yeah.
Forces Command.
Okay.
Verizon stuff. So this is an office inside US SOCOM.
Oh, okay.
They want to leverage. They want to learn how to do what Ukrainian Marines learned how to do under bombardment, right? Which is how they're really crafty and leveraged a lot of off the shelf, on the shit, like not spin-off, spin-on, off the shelf technology to fucking sit there and turn tankies into flaming cosmonauts.
US SOCOM. Okay.
See, look what it says. Consortium is to rapidly fill cutting edge US SOF particular capabilities across every domain, meaning that they're looking to leverage disruptive, like super advanced technologies to give them an operational edge. That's fucking awesome.
Is this basically R&D?
Sorta, yeah.
Okay, I get it now. But this is R&D that could, like, if these people,
well, this is guys who do acquisition, though, right? So they'll do the horizon scanning and say, wow, these are actually, we have all these. I'll give you an example, a low-tech example. So, like, Navy SEALs and Green Berets, when they were going to do like fucking swim into, like, go on the beach and want to come, they would like parachute in, they land off like shore quite a ways. Well, they were like, when we swim all day, we're still tired though. When we get to the thing, it'd be great to have a boogie board because it's light, it's disposable, and it saves a lot of our strength, so we can just kind of kick and go in. That they did the horizon chance. A boogie board would do real well with helping us kind of conserve our strength when we're swimming in to do an amphibious landing kind of thing.
That makes perfect sense.
So this is the high-tech version of that.
Okay.
It's sexy.
This will put some engines on it, like little motors. Like, no, okay, so what I'm saying, like, because I was thinking, oh, maybe we could, like, invent some shit and give it to the Iranians and the Ukrainians. But if this is more in-house, U.S. side research and development, that would have to reach a more mature stage, commercial stage. Then you could sell it to NATO, and NATO could give it
It's not research
Ukraine or
development.
something.
They do that here. I'm saying they're the ones that scan to see stuff that's already been developed and see how you might best leverage that.
So this is acquisitions.
Yeah. See, it says
Okay.
acquisition consortium for emerging requirements. So rapid acquisition consortium. Oh, we have this problem. Let's scan use horizon scanning of the products and goods and services and tech that's out there, the more advanced stuff, and see what we can have to get it to fix this problem.
Now, in acquisition, what you're talking about is signing a contract, not necessarily owning the company, right?
Yeah, or just, you need this capability.
Or getting a license agreement.
I mean, I'm just saying you just need this capability.
Yeah. Okay. Because sometimes this is in Puerto Rico. This is our governor, she's GOP. Sometimes with stuff like this, you want the license. You're like, hey, you know what? I know some people who will respect your license, use the equipment, make the equipment, pay you well. Because they like this okay, that I don't want to show that too much. There's a strike in Bulgaria. Oh no, Bulgaria has just sided with President Trump and approved the U.S. using Bulgarian base to support strikes in Iran, despite being threatened by the IRGC, a real
We're
ally.
finding alternative basing, and we're finding alternative places for our basing and bed down strategy for our heavy bombers. That's a very good step in a very right direction. Yeah, that's
Okay, so that tells you things are happening, because why did you announce this today, 10 hours ago? Interesting. Good stuff. This is fake AI video of the president falling. So this is the real one and this is the fake one. This is the fake one and this is the real one. He just gets in.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. With deep fakes now, AI makes deep fakes very easy. Unless you're the Mullah regime, in which case then you make them out of like Legos and shit.
You know what I like about that though, and I'm not saying it's a good thing, but it's kinda, no one believes anything now. Like I assure you, whether this were fake or real,
Dude, we
and
should
people are
totally
gonna see that's
fuck
fake.
Moshtaba and Ariachi into oblivion, like having him getting railed out by donkeys, fucking Porky Pig. Totally.
Okay.
We should totally do that shit.
We could believe that happened, but we wouldn't believe it was filmed. Like right now, something like this happening. That's a fun little project for someone. But I mean, you know, we wouldn't believe that they filmed themselves. Maybe they would.
We're crowdsourcing that idea.
Yeah, go out there and have fun, guys. But just don't post it on school. I don't think we can allowed to do that. But my point is, like, if you saw this, what would be your first thought? It's fake.
Yeah, they're trying to make this. The Never Trumpers are trying to make the same argument that we made with regards to Biden, except for Trump's not Biden. Biden legitimately was suffering really hard dementia. I think he's got Parkinson's.
Okay, but let me ask you something. Before AI, a lot of people believe this stuff more readily. After AI, both sides have to verify if it's true. Right now, neither side will verify it's true. And if one side just happens to be more truthful more often on the long arc of history, I think that's a good thing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because the ones that are skeptical, you understand, they're gonna keep discovering why is my side always bullshitting and supporting bullshit, and their side always kind of like, when they clock bullshit or even on their own bullshit, they call it out. Why is my side? Maybe I'm on the wrong side.
Sure, credibility. Sure, no doubt.
Like Asmongold made this argument. I'm basically stealing it from the Hermit King. But what he was saying, look, sometimes it's a good thing that
He's
there's
kind
so
of a
much
cool
AI.
guy. Asmongold, he really is kind of a new guy.
I think he's super cool. Like I don't know if I ever told you this. I was on his show speaking to him. I was on. I'll send you the video. I was on his show speaking to him. I was basically debating against him on a topic, won him over, and convinced him that not only was the project that I was talking about a good idea, that it was underfunded and needed more money.
Dude, Asmongold, like, he's like a billionaire, and he actually actively supports like Ukrainian resistance, Iranian.
Yeah, he
resistance.
did.
He's a
I don't know if he
fucking
gets the
cool
billionaire,
guy.
but definitely high millions.
I thought he had over $1 billion. He's like over.
No, I don't know. I don't think he goes that far.
Are you sure?
He has a lot of companies, but I don't know that they're valued that high. He has Starforge, which makes computers. He has OTK. I don't think it's really a company. I think he has he's in with Mythic. I think it's Mythic.
Said 25 million. Why did I think $1 billion? Where the fuck did I hear that?
No, you may be confusing him with someone else.
I might be. It
could be that.
Friday.
I think it's more than 25 million though. I think it's more than that. He's got about 25 million, but I think because he has a lot of investments and he's got a lot in the stock market. And it's one thing to see what his companies are valued at, and another thing to know what he's got, like, on with his brokerage and everything. He's like, look, I got people that do that. I don't even like to look at it, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure he does. Oh, XQC. You may be thinking of XQC. He's another skinny guy, but XQC is a lot harder to know what he's fucking saying. He's very difficult to understand. But, point being, at the end of the day, it's better to understand
society.
It's better to understand that you must be skeptical. You got to be skeptical. That's in the long arc, left or right, in the long arc of history, having that skepticism that we didn't have back when CBS, NBC, ABC, and the BBC were backing the mullahs. We should have had that skepticism. We should have not believed them. When France was flying that fucker over to Tehran, we should have had that skepticism. We didn't have this mechanism to create anything and then be able to doubt everything. We didn't have this place where we could readily tell everyone on earth, hey, I don't buy this news station's bullshit.
Sure.
So there's like the good side and the bad side.
Becomes too feminine. Now, if I offend you with Andrew Tate saying anything that 30 years ago would not have been commonplace to say, what Andrew Tate is doing is he's communicating a warning of what happens when society becomes too feminine. Now, if I offend you with this, good, because honestly, it's the truth. We are seeing the American man, porn addicted, lowest testosterone rates in 30 or 40 years.
Yeah, that's all true. Like, that's all true. The problem is Andrew Tate was doing it as a cover for all the shit he did before, and he was hiding.
He takes it to a really dark place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want to play this anymore because there's like he was talking over it, but there's kind of like a little song in the background, and I don't want the trouble with it.
Yeah. Ben Shapiro's pretty cool too.
He's fucking with Candace Owens. Candace, some people call it.
Oh, Ben.
This guy.
No, Ben
Well, I wanted to.
Apart.
$50 million not just spared more 1 month alone went to pro-terrorist group disguised as a climate change organization.
Dude, that shit was happening. Like, they uncovered all kinds of shit like that when Senator, now Secretary of State, and all the other hats he tragically has to wear, Rubio. God, became Secretary of State. He's like, you wouldn't believe all the bullshit we found. It's fucking insane.
I want to find the title for Rubio. I had it here. Let me see.
He's fucking amazing. I so want him to be president in 2028. That would be fucking amazing.
Yeah, and Vice President Hegseth, right?
He could also be second war again. You know, he seems to be pretty good.
Yeah, what I don't want, that would mean fucking Vance is in charge, and I wouldn't want that.
We could take somebody else. Somebody
Well,
actually
my friends-
the idea of a Rubio Fetterman unity ticket.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I get why you have trepidation, right? I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, a unity ticket. Well, Sassy, look, I mean, if Donald's running again, you know.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh my God. Wait,
I'm looking for a
somebody made
comment that I
video on
made.
The fucking IRGC. Wait, he made it. What? Sorry, Sketch. Oh, you say.
You can highlight comments. Like if you see a comment that's cool, you can highlight it. I think
How?
you should be able to. Like you just click on it. Like on the top, it's gonna say
Oh,
comments,
shit, here it is.
banners, media. You go to comments, and then in comment, you click on it, and it will say show, and it'll appear on the screen.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't.
Yeah, at the
I
top
see
right.
it. I see the comments. How do you highlight it?
You just click on. You're supposed to just be able to click on it. If it doesn't let you, it may be because my account has admin.
Yeah.
Do you have an account in StreamYard, or are you working as for like a guest through browser?
I don't even know.
Don't worry
Sorry,
about it.
Sketch. I can tell you how the laser works. I just,
No, it is kind of late.
hours
Like I've
late
been
and the
going.
week is long.
I was supposed to have a 2-hour show, and we're going on 2:41, just
Aw.
because I like talking to you. So
Aw, I
you
like
know,
talking to you,
it's
Sketch.
oh yeah, you know, the chat's been enjoying it.
I'm glad we're helping you.
Oh
guys.
my God, someone's disappointed. You are not Armin. Okay, okay, he's not Armin, but he's also handsome. You gotta admit it, right? Like you at least
You're right.
I
I'm
brought
not
you
Armin.
that.
I'm not.
I
perfect.
like to have a handsome and a monkey. That should be like a ongoing combination. To keep the capsule aesthetically pleasing. Something aesthetically pleasing here for everybody. But
I don't know if my wife would agree with
you
that.
see, you're both awesome. You and Armin both awesome. You got some support here. The monkey is
Thank
a
you both.
gentleman. I mean, oh, thank you. Yeah, I try to be at least a gentle monkey.
Oh my God.
But anyway, I'm gonna end the show here, chat. As you
Yeah.
can see, Jeff, the reason he's beautiful is because he's got to get his beauty sleep, and I can't take him away from that. Right?
Flame it
Hey,
out, guys. Uncle Jeff tried to do it. Amu Jeff tried to do as much as he could.
Look, Uncle Jeff is gonna understand that these days we can't flirt with women. So even if we're not gay, we at least get to flirt with the men.
You flirt with both, or those still.
Hey,
decide.
man,
You just-
for
you
us,
just
we
be-
get in
just
trouble.
Be trans patriot. Don't be trans Tifa.
No.
Be Blair White.
You don't understand. Like,
Dude,
well,
Blair
maybe
White's
you
on my
can.
bucket list, bro.
No, I get that. But like just in normal conversation, like if I had any of the ladies on the fucking group discussion, you think I can say, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, I can't do that shit. Absolutely not. It'll be a problem.
You get hammered with, you get a whole
Oh
bunch
my
of
God.
hat bitches hanging outside your house.
And I'm not singling out anyone. I'm just saying I know it would be a bad idea.
Oh my God.
So, because I like complimenting people, who I'm like in that way? Trump is like that.
He is.
He'll look at a decapitator and say, he's a very handsome man, a strong man. He's a strong man, handsome man. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Look at him. Look at him. He's so handsome. And you see Jelani's like, I don't know what to I don't know what to do with myself right now.
You fucking put him off the shit.
Like bro, threw him completely off balance. He was like,
Yeah.
like a deer in the
That was
headlights.
a
Like I
fucking
don't know what to do
rare
with this.
breed. He really is. And I don't know what we did to deserve him. I'm happy we have him. Oh my God. Could you imagine if we had it had been
Kamala?
we'd
Oh
been
no.
fucked. We'd all be dead already.
Look, I even like him over what was his name, Nikki Haley. I would still rather
I
have
like
Trump.
Nikki. Nikki's a
I don't. She too tied to too many bad people.
That's
You
a
know-
different
you know,
discussion for a different day.
Yeah. Well, anyway, chat, what I wanted to tell you guys before I go is bless you guys. Like Jeff is gonna stay with me for a second, but for you the chat, I'm telling you, bless you, bless your health, bless your wealth, bless your plans, bless your homes, bless your families, your loved ones, and everything you will touch. Peace.
Be safe, guys.